Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Baseball is America's pastime. And friends, now more than ever, it's important to hold on to our traditions. There's a rumbling in the Ozarks. Baseball is a tradition that softens the hard blows that life can sometimes give us. Traditions that bind us as families, that binds us as communities, but most importantly, binds us as Americans. Welcome to the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
And in season one, that talent level with those 4 teams that we initially drafted in the original 60, it supported everything that I thought that Ozark could be and what the GRBL could be.
It's that nostalgic, bring you back to the glory days feeling of being able to say, man, this is awesome. This is exactly how I remembered it.
The experience of stepping in the batter's box, looking the pitcher in the eye, and you're like, he's trying to strike you out, you're trying to get a hit. I've not found that feeling anywhere else in the world ever. It's just something that can never be matched except right there on the baseball field.
I appreciate the league because it's given me an opportunity to go out and love baseball again and just enjoy it.
You put the competitive aspect of it with the fun that the guys have in the dugout, the different ages and stuff, and you just can't miss. Like, you just can't mess up. Like, you're going to have a great time.
I get to be around new faces every year. I get to be around new people that love the game as much as I do. And that's really why I do it. And, of course, I still get to compete against the pitcher.
Coming into Grip and Rip, it was just everything that I was really hoping for. When you first hear about it, it's like, oh, it's a men's baseball league. You know, how competitive can it really be? It's not until you step out there and try, and it's already the first game of the year, you're like, oh, dang, these guys are legit.
It's a one-of-a-kind deal, so it's awesome to be part of. So just to explain kind of what all goes into the league itself, people are kind of blown away by it. So then they understand why I'm taking it seriously.
It sounds silly, everybody talks about it, but GRBL is a brotherhood. So whether it's your teammates or the other team, it doesn't matter how old you are. We're all brothers, we're all baseball players, and that's just a simple thing about it.
Yeah, it's funny, like with my 9-year-old, she's like, Dad, you're so good at baseball, like you're so good out there. And it's like, if you only knew, I'm not necessarily batting that good out there. You know? So, but they're going to remember the good things. That's the cool thing about kids.
My kids have never seen me play ball like that. You know, I talk about it a lot, but it's really hard to put into true context until you get out there and your kids see you play ball on the field.
I'm more excited for this than I think I've ever been with anything regarding baseball. People make an impact on you throughout the season.
Looking back at it, that's kind of what this league is about. Obviously, to go out and compete, but have fun again. And you kind of have that heart of a kid.
It is a 100% true love of the game. It has zero to do with contracts or money that's being thrown around right now. It's because they want to be there to play a children's game at a high level.
Swing and a miss. He got him. And the Moon City Mavericks have done it 4-0. They defeat Nixa today. Clay Murphy punctuates it with a strikeout. And the Mavericks are going to play for the ultimate prize, the coveted Howard Bell Trophy. Will be in the balance.
Every single one of us, I feel like we left every game with a smile on our face. And I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of us.
We won games because we played as a team. We got behind, we came back as a team, and somebody was always getting a big hit. So it was a total team.
It's a much different story, a much colder story in 2022 for Daniel England and the Moon City Mavericks. In 2021, they finished out 8-1, rung the Howard Bell Trophy. They won the GRBL Championship, going down in history as statistically the greatest team in 6 years of GRBL baseball when you break down wins, losses, and percentages. In 2022, these Mavericks could go down as statistically the worst team in 7 years of grip and rip baseball, coming into today 0-6. Had a brief chat with Daniel England from the Space Cowboys this morning. His words were pretty succinct with regard to the performance of this team. He said, something has got to give. And today, Moon City hopes something will give in the way of the win column. The season's not done yet. All 6 teams in the Grip and Rip Baseball League do make the playoffs, and the Mavericks know they will have the number 6 seed in that tournament. So no matter what happens today, they will be playing a Sunday from now at high noon as the number 6 seed against whichever team is able to claim the number 3 spot. Other than that, all 5 spots are up for grabs in the playoffs, including 2 divisional championships and a pair of first-round byes, and that will be the theme heavily in discussions throughout this GRBL Sunday triple-header. Well, hello once again, everybody. I'm Rance Berger, and we welcome you in live to U.S. Baseball Park, where we've got 3 good ones on tap with significant personal and professional and playoff implications dangling in the balance. Turning our attention to the league standings as we get ready for this one between Moon City and Branson. We'll look at the GRBL North. That's where the Moon City Mavericks are in the cellar, 0-6. Up above them, it's the Springfield Metropolitans in the 1 spot, 4 wins against 2 losses. The Republic Locos also 4-2, and both teams have 3-1 records in their division because the Locos and the Metropolitans split the 2 games they have already played against each other this year. The next tie-breaking criteria to determine standing, that would be the fewest number of runs allowed, and that is where the Springfield Metropolitans have been shining behind great pitching from Clay Murphy, Andy Galley, Jaron Dishman, and some other relievers, not to mention Fruit Snacks Loudon. It's just 17 runs allowed for Springfield across the course of 6 games, and that's the fewest of any team in the Grip and Rip Baseball League, actually by quite a bit. The Republic Locos are second. They've allowed 29 runs, so the gap is at 12. Locos putting up pretty good numbers defensively in their own right. Just the Metropolitans have been that dadgum good as far as keeping runs off of the board. And so that is why the Metropolitans are in the catbird seat today. Republic Locos are coming up at 3 o'clock. They will play the Ozark Mountain Ducks. Mets are on baseball night in the Ozarks at 6 p.m. as they will take on the Nixa Suckers. And as we turn our attention to the GRBL South Division, it is the Nixa Suckers to lose today. They have 4 wins, 2 losses, and they are on a 2-game skid headed into tonight's game. Simply put, if the Nixa Suckers can beat the Springfield Mets tonight at 6, they will win the South Division outright, and they will clinch a first-round bye in the playoffs, very likely with the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. The Branson Showmen and the Ozark Mountain Ducks are in the 2 and 3 spots, respectively. Showmen are 3-3, and the Mountain Ducks also 3-3. All 3 teams in the South Division have 2-2 divisional records, so they split every series against each other as the regular season unfolded. So it all comes down to today, and it could come down to fewest runs allowed. Suckers have allowed 35. The Showmen are right on their heels, having allowed 37 runs. And so this is where it comes into play for Branson in this game against Moon City. If the Showmen can go out, first they have to win this game. They've got to beat the Mavericks. If they can do that and allow a few runs or keep the Mavericks offense at bay, they will set themselves up to have a good chance to win the division. If the Nixa Suckers take a loss to the Springfield Metropolitans tonight, and if the Metropolitans score 3 or more runs, then the Showmen concede today to the Mavericks. There's a little bit of complicated baseball math afoot, but that runs allowed number right now as it stands, Nixa 35, Branson at 37. Mountain Ducks really handicapped themselves with a 21-1 loss. The most lopsided loss in the history of the Grip and Rip Baseball League occurred last week. Ozark dropped that game to the Springfield Metropolitans, who just seemed to hit every baseball that was thrown in their direction a week ago. It was an offensive performance of historic proportions. So if it comes down to runs allowed, the Mountain Ducks, having conceded 51, are not in very good shape. They can help their cause today with a win over the Republic Locos, but it is going to take a lot of help for them to secure a first-round bye. They're going to need Moon City to trounce Branson pretty badly, and they are going to need the Springfield Metropolitans to do unto Nixa what they did to Ozark a week ago. That's a lot to keep track of, but I will do my best to do that throughout the day. We know a lot of folks are going to be, of course, if you're a GRBL fan, usually it's because you're a fan of a certain player. So, tune in, watch your player, and enjoy GRBL baseball just as you would any weekend. But we know some of the diehards are going to be doing a lot of scoreboard watching today, so I will do my best as the day unfolds to update the playoff picture as we go. Quick check of the weather provided by A&L Electric. Simply put, clear, blue, beautiful day today, 74 degrees, not a cloud in the sky here in Ozark, Missouri. Winds are out of the east-northeast at just 4 miles per hour. But as I look down the left field line at the American flag in the Moon City bullpen, it is absolutely still, so nothing really to speak of in the way of breeze. That's going to make it feel even hotter than it is usually down on that artificial playing surface. So it's October 2nd, but the players are going to be dealing with spring-like, dare I even suggest summer-like conditions, because it is warm down on the playing surface. That check of the weather powered by A&L Electric. Whether you've got a residential or a commercial project, you can trust Mike Wilson and his crew. A&L Electric, a longtime supporter of Grip and Rip baseball. Let's meet the starters. They are the men comprising Tolbert Beetle's docket. The starting lineups is always brought to you by the law firm of Tolbert Beetle, the official legal counsel of the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Moon City, the visitors on the scoreboard in their baby blue jerseys, white pants, red and white caps. They will lead off with their second baseman. He wears number 10 from Kansas City, Kansas Community College. He is Joe Juarez. Batting second is the first baseman, a rookie out of Drury University, Michael Barnes. Hitting third is Moon City's leader in hits. He's got 7 of them through 6 games from Springfield, Missouri. An IT worker throughout the week, but a baseball player on Sundays, Zach Ralph. Batting fourth is the center fielder. He wears number 9, 6 hits in 6 games for St. Peter's, Missouri's Joe Emery. Hitting fifth from Marshfield, Missouri, he's number 14, the shortstop Brady Welsh. Hitting sixth is the catcher. From Springfield, Missouri, he's an auto mechanic, number 16, Michael Easter. Hitting seventh is the extra hitter, wears number 11, Nixa, Missouri's TJ Orlandi. Hitting eighth is the pitcher. Yes, the pitcher bats in the 8th spot, and that's because he's been a man-child with a baseball bat in his hand. Chris Matlock, 3 for 8, an RBI and a double. He's also been hit and taken a walk. So Matlock, the All-American from Central Missouri, is in the 8th spot. In left field today, wearing number 8, is Anthony Musser. And in right field, batting 10th from Nixa, Missouri, by way of Rose Hill, Kansas, Ben Hammett. So it's Juarez, Barnes, Ralph, Emery, Welsh, Easter, Orlandi, Matlock, Musser, and Hammett for the Moon City Mavericks. Branson Showmen will lead off with their shortstop. He has wielded a brilliant glove all season long, the 21-year-old rookie from Licking, Missouri, Carter Rennie. Batting second is the right fielder from West Plains, Missouri, Brady Dean. Hitting third is the center fielder, originally from Nixa, Missouri, now a resident of Ozark. He wears number 10, Jacob Carlson. Batting fourth from Rolla, Missouri, by way of St. Cloud, Florida, he's the third baseman, David Edwards. Batting fifth from Springfield, Missouri, now originally from the first baseman, Aquaman Toby Yorks. Batting sixth is the left fielder, number 9, Jamar Avery Hart. Batting in the 7th spot is the pitcher, the Marionville Comet, Skylar Henson. Batting 8th, the second baseman, number 7, the Cattleman from Sleeper, Missouri, Seth Burns. Batting 9th is the catcher, getting the start today, as Moon City is without its starting catcher, Jared Fox. So Ozark, Missouri's own Troy McPherson will be the backstop today, hitting in the 9th spot. And batting 10th is the extra hitter. He wears number 3, originally from Douglasville, Texas, the veteran of the United States Marine Corps, Josh Wilbanks. So it's Rennie, Dean, Carlson, Edwards, Yorks, Avery Hart, Henson, Burns, McPherson, and Wilbanks for the Branson Showmen, looking to get a win today And it is very mathematically possible that with a little bit of help from their friends on the Springfield Metropolitans, the Branson Showmen just might secure themselves a South Division championship and a first-round bye in the Howard Bell Trophy playoffs before the day is done. But first things first, they are going to have to take care of business, and they're going to have to do it against a Moon City Mavericks team that is absolutely hungry to win. 0-6, trying not to become, rather, the first GRBL team to ever go winless for the regular season. It hasn't happened in 7 years. Daniel England has been in this league since its inception, and he does not want to be that guy. Let's meet the starting pitcher for the Showman, taking his warm-up throws, the right-hander from Marionville, Missouri, Skylar Henson. He spent a year at North Arkansas College and then 3 years at Arkansas Pine Bluff, where he studied accounting. As a senior in 2016 at Pine Bluff, he pitched 26 innings in 23 games at a 2.73 ERA, 26 strikeouts against 15 walks. Spent a summer in the Western Canadian Baseball League in Saskatchewan with the Regina Red Sox, pitched in 22 games over the course of that summer. Came home, had some opportunities, some tryouts, some looks at independent professional baseball for 2017. But ultimately decided it was time to get his career going and start making money rather than spending money, ultimately, to play professional baseball. So Skylar Henson went to work in the banking sector. He is now a loan officer and is off to a roaring hot career here in Springfield, Missouri. In addition to his work, he is due to get married a little bit later on this month. I believe weekend of October 20, I think it's October 22nd is that Saturday. Mr. and Mrs. Henson, Skylar and Alex, will celebrate their nuptials. And he would love to have the conundrum to wrestle with of the Branson Showmen being in the Howard Bell Trophy game the following day. So Skylar Henson this season, 21 innings, 6 earned runs on 20 hits, and he just put a runner on there. His first pitch got away at 12:05 p.m. and it hit Joe Juarez. So right away, Skylar Henson plunks a man aboard. That is the 5th batter he has hit in 7 games this season. And that happens sometimes for the sinker baller slider. Sometimes the spin just doesn't quite hook up. And against a right-hander, a hit batsman occurs. Here's a swing and a grounder right side off the bat of Michael Barnes. Rennie got the first throw to Burns, who flipped the hips, got it down to Toby Yorks. So 2 pitches for Skylar Henson and 2 outs as the Showmen roll a 6-4-3 double play. Nice job by Seth Burns. He's played all over defensively for Branson this year. It's his first start as the second baseman, but the Showmen a little bit shorthanded. And calling on now a 3-year veteran of the league, Seth Burns, to plug into that spot. Did his job there opposite the young blue chipper Carter Rennie, the shortstop. Zach Ralph looked at strike one there. Pops this one up. That is on the infield. Just the 4th pitch of the inning for Skylar Henson falls into the glove of the second baseman, Seth Burns. So efficiency quickly there for Skylar Henson and the Branson Showmen, working quickly, to put it mildly. 0-0 is the score. We will go to the bottom of this first inning right after this. It is the Grip Baseball League, coverage all season long, sponsored by Central Bank of the Ozarks.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine top 100 bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Well, the Moon City Mavericks come into today, no wins, 6 defeats, and in a time when it's been hard to find bright spots, the man on the mound has been one of them. Chris Matlock, at 36 years old, arguably having his finest season, statistically speaking, in the Grip and Rib Baseball League. I'm sure he'd come in and argue about wins and losses just like anybody else. But look, men lie, women lie, numbers do not lie. Chris Matlock, 21 2/3 innings. He has allowed just 5 earned runs, scattering 19 hits, striking out 19, walking 4, hitting 1 batter. Of the 19 hits he has allowed, 17 have been singles, so only 2 extra base hits. It computes out to a 2.11 ERA. And as we mentioned, he's also hitting better than he ever has, given the opportunities on a shorthanded Mavericks club. He's 3 for 8 with an RBI, a couple of singles, and a double. So the Mavericks have not been winning games, but simply put, Chris Matlock is playing his rear end off, and that is why he's got the ball for Daniel England in this situation. The Mavericks are going to go to the playoffs next week, no matter what happens here. But in terms of just trying to save something, looking for some positivity, looking for anything good, this is as close to a not quite a must-win, but a must-win situation for the Space Cowboys. Carter Rennie looked at a strike on the inner half. That evens the count, 1-1. Carter Rennie, the rookie out of Licking, Missouri, recruited into this league by the Branson Showmen manager, Cole Rourke, who is a teacher and an assistant baseball coach at Licking High School. So was very familiar with Rennie, thought he would be a good fit for the league. And he has been so far. His glove work at shortstop has been brilliant. He's got 2 hits and 16 at-bats, so would like to get the hits going a little bit against the professional grade pitching here. 2-2 is a slider. Swung on and chopped foul. The catcher, Michael Easter, up to touch that, and we will do the 2-2 again. So Carter has struck out 6 times, walked twice, and been hit, helping out the on-base percentage a little bit. He's reached 5 times in a total of 19 opportunities. I would suspect that'll get boosted a little bit. He's been out of baseball for a couple of years. Here's a chopper to the second baseman. It's muffed, and Rennie will reach. Error charge to the second baseman for Moon City, Joe Juarez. Hands on the hips. You can read his body language. Frustrated with himself there. As the speedster Carter Rennie is on for Brady Dean. Another rookie for the Showman who's been hitting well. He's a teacher and a baseball coach. Originally from West Plains. Does quite a bit of work actually for Zone 1 training at Marucci Clubhouse Midwest. Just right here in Ozark, Missouri. And good addition to the league is Brady Dean, and a good friendship we've got with Marucci Clubhouse here in the Grip and Rip. Matter of fact, they are the official baseball bat of the GRBL here in 2022. They've got all the products you need from Marucci, Victus, and Lizard Skins. Brady Dean looked at a strike. He's down 0-2 at the hands of the veteran Chris Matlock. Carter Rennie takes a short 3-step walking lead. One hand down, one at the hip. They are holding him. There's a breaking ball. Dean sprays it right side. Rennie gets to second. The throw across the diamond bounced. It is not picked. And so Brady Dean reaches safely. That's going to be scored as an infield single, and I think rightly so. But heads up base running from Carter Rennie. Got the jump he wanted, and then as he made the turn at second, he saw that the third baseman, Zach Ruff, was throwing across, and Rennie went up and took third. So he is now in scoring position for Jacob Carlson. The most dangerous hitters in the GRBL, 9 for 19. There's a one-hop to the third baseman, Ralph. Mavericks turn 2, but a run does come across. So Carlson grounds into the double play, but it is 1-0 Showman. 5-4-3 double play. David Edwards is the batter. There's number 17 from Rolla, Missouri. He's a strength and conditioning coach at Missouri S&T, 35 years old, originally from Ocala, Florida, went to St. Cloud High School. in St. Cloud, Florida. That's part of the Disney sprawl. Well, that was not any Mickey Mouse business there. Chris Matlock hit him on the arm. And the mound man and the batter Edwards exchange a few words. I don't think that was intentional on the hit batsman there, but Edwards is aboard for Toby Yorks. So the splash man steps into the left-handed batter's box here. He and Matlock were teammates back in 2020, Toby's rookie year with the Springfield Metropolitans. Toby with 11 hits, 24 at-bats, a career year. He has usurped totals from his rookie season. In fact, 25 hits for Toby Yorks in 3 GRBL years. Pretty good at getting the ball into play. He's got 4 doubles this year and 4 runs batted in, including a big RBI a week ago in extra innings for the Showman as they took an 11-9 victory over the Nixa Suckers, posturing them to 3-3 overall and making up big ground in the GRBL South. So the 1-1 to the splash man. He waited on the breaking pitch, swung on, fouled it off, third base side. Toby, when he's not taking care of fish, plays guitar and sings a little bit as well. He's actually a pretty talented vocalist. 1-2. Inside, it's an inside-out golf swing from Yorks, and he just fouled that sky high, way up and out of here. First base side. So 2 outs. It's 1-0 Showman here in the bottom of the first. They struck, taking advantage of an error, then an infield single from Brady Dean. Jacob Carlson grounded into a double play, but got himself an RBI. 1 hop, and that's going to get through. Yorks is aboard, and this could be trouble. The final out made at third base. It's a mea culpa for David Edwards off the base hit from Toby Yorks, his 12th of the season. We'll chalk that up as a 7-5 putout, just like they drew it up, I am sure. So 1 run on the board for Branson. They lead the Moon City Mavericks 1-0. Mavs will look to answer when we come back for the second inning. Right after this, it is the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
So the kinesiologist, Joe Emery, comes up for the Moon City Mavericks. He's their center fielder. Joe with 6 hits in 6 games here in 2022. Moon City trails the Branson Showmen 1-0. Second inning about to get going. It'll be Emery, Welsh, and Easter for the Space Cowboys. Emery chased a slider from Skylar Henson to get us started here. Top 2. So 6 for 16, Joe Emery, a triple, 5 singles, has batted in a run. Struck out 3 times, walked 4. It's a 1-1 count here. Fastball swung on, fouled that off his foot. So Joe came into the year with 16 hits. This is his 4th year in Grip and Rip. So 22 hits for his GRBL career. broke in 2019 with the Sumit's Hot Yoga Yogis. 2022, in spite of the losses the Mavericks are incurring, Joe Emery's hitting has gotten statistically a lot better. Looked at one outside from Henson that time. 3-2. Full count payoff pitch here. Henson went to the two-seamer, did not get the call. Body language tells me he thought. But the plate umpire, Lester Ratcliffe, did not agree with Mr. Henson's assessment. So it's a walk for Joe Emery to start the Mavericks here in the second. Brady Welsh bats here. He is 3 for 16. 3 singles. Has batted in 3 runs. Does have a sacrifice fly RBI to his credit. Emery thought he was going to take off, and then the baseball got away from McPherson, so Joe motors up into scoring position. And again, Branson today a little bit shorthanded without catcher Jared Fox. So the backup catcher, Troy McPherson, will get a pretty considerable workout behind the plate today. There's a 2-0 to Welsh, make it 3-0. And so with that, Toby Yorks, who is the first baseman, is Branson's backup catcher. I would imagine we might see him go back just as warm as it is today, unseasonably hot. Given that McPherson is the backup, we will probably see the Showman put a chest protector on Yorks at some point today, later in the game. It's 3-1 after a slider for a strike from Henson to Welsh. Went back to it. That missed outside, and so Brady Welsh takes a walk. That is back-to-back walks for Skylar Henson. And Branson also shorthanded in terms of pitching. Now, their manager, Cole Rourke, was ejected from a game a week ago. He is in the dugout today, so still managing the game, but suspended from putting himself in as a pitcher today. So that means we're going to get a combination, likely, of Skylar Henson, Seth Burns, and Devin Braswell. Now, that's a pretty good 1-2-3 right there. But should anyone for the Showman run into some trouble, they may have to improvise and plug in somebody else. Henson threw a strike to Michael Easter. The next pitch bounced. That got away from McPherson through the wickets to the backstop, so both runners move up. 2 men in scoring position now. So 1-1 to Easter. Runners second and third, nobody out. Mavericks trailing by a run at the moment here in the top of the second, but looking to answer. Michael Easter. Ooh, that ran in and that hit him. Michael Easter got plunked. That's the second batter Henson has hit. So he had a quick inning, took him just 4 pitches to get through the first. But very quickly, the efficiency and the command seeming to go away for Skylar Henson. In a jam here. Bases are loaded, nobody out. TJ Orlandi bats. We'll wait just a moment as the Mavericks will courtesy run for the catcher. So outfielder Nick Bacon coming off the bench to run for Easter here. TJ Orlandi steps in. 1 for 14 with a single is the rookie electrical engineer. Went to Missouri S&T, was a high school athlete at Nixa High School just down the road here, down Highway 14. Played football and baseball. The 1-0 from Henson. That was in the zone. Orlandi swung over the top for strike 1. TJ referred to the GRBL by Caleb Cole. Grip and Rip's first ever Hall of Famer. We'll see him in action later today at 3 as the Republic Locos take on the Ozark Mountain Ducks. I believe through some, I do not know exactly what it is, but Caleb Cole and TJ Orlandi are either in-laws or outlaws or somewhat familial in some fashion. I'll have to get one or both men to explain it to me one day. TJ in a 2-2 here against Skylar Hinson. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Big opportunity for Moon City. He sat on the breaking ball and sends it into left field. 1 run will score. We're tied. Mavericks send another. Jamar Averyhart rifled one to the catcher McPherson. He couldn't hang on, and the run comes across. It is 2-1 City. TJ Orlandi, a 2 RBI base hit, and the Mavericks have the lead. And situation now, runners on second and third. First base is open. Still nobody out for Chris Matlock. 3-4-8. Looked at a ball on the inside there. Well, 0-6, you pull out all the stops, and that might include plugging a guy who's usually DH'd for up into the 8th spot if he feels like the bat is hot. 1-1. Hinson came at him on the outer half. That's a strike. 1-2 here to the All-American from the University of Central Missouri. Woo! Golfs this one into left. An RBI base hit for Matlock. Yes, when you're hot, you're hot. Chris Matlock staying heated, and the Mavericks lead 3-1. Just have a feeling Moon City coming into this, they were just reaching a point where enough was enough. They knew there was too much talent on this roster for them to go winless for the regular season. And they are coming out punching. Cole Rourke will go have a Phoenix home health mound visit with his pitcher, Skylar Hinson. There is still nobody out this inning. And so the Showmen are going to have to figure something out. And this is really not the week for Branson to have to go shorthanded. As we look at pitchers who might be available to come on later, of course, we mentioned Seth Burns and Devin Braswell. That would be the first thing I would try, but you've also got Jacob Carlson, who has pitched innings in this league successfully before. After that, you might be thinking about Toby Yorks, and then perhaps maybe David Edwards, but it gets a little thin after that. So for the moment, they stick with Hinson following that Phoenix home health visit. His first pitch to Anthony Musser, chopped and sent out into right field. A base hit. Another run scores. That's Orlandi coming across, and now Musser has got himself caught in a rundown as he misread what the defense was going to do there. He's tagged out, but another run comes across. That's Bacon. So getting caught in a rundown perhaps, looked a little silly at the onset for Musser, but it did bring another across for the Mavericks. So it is now 5-1. As Musser singled into right field. 5 runs this inning and counting for City. Got started with a walk to Joe Emery, a walk to Brady Welsh. Michael Easter wore one, and then it's been a parade of hits. A 2 RBI shot off the bat of TJ Orlandi, an RBI single for Chris Matlock, and then an RBI base hit for Anthony Musser. Here's the number 10 man in the order, Ben Hammett, a distribution manager for Kraft Heinz by trade, making sure the mustard goes where it's supposed to go. Hammett laces one off the glove of the third baseman, David Edwards. pretty much hit it through Edwards. And yeah, right away, a hit goes up on the board from the official scorer. That was hit right on the screws. David Edwards had a chance to defend himself, but not feasibly make a play. And so it continues. Back to the top of the order, the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot, Joe Juarez. Got hit by a pitch first time. So still 3 for 16 on the season is Juarez. Jam shot, swung on, fouled off, left field line. So 5-1, exactly the kind of beginning the Moon City Mavericks needed in this one. And I guarantee you there are some scoreboard watchers, particularly those in the blue uniforms of the Ozark Mountain Ducks, who are loving this right now. Of course, Nixa Suckers will probably also be mildly pleased, at least. So Juarez quickly behind here, 0-2. Just one of the more versatile, well-liked, and most useful ball players out here in the GRBL, Joseph Juarez. Runner goes, pitch was inside for ball one, throw down to second base, not in time to catch Ben Hammett. So a stolen base for Ben Hammett, the father of three from Rose Hill, Kansas. He's arguably gotten more athletic as his kids have aged. I think he's been working out with them a little bit. There's a called strike three. Or was it a called strike three? What was that? Apparently, that was strike two. So there's 2-2. Just went up on the umpire's hands. Here's a chopper to the shortstop. Carter Rennie picks it up for Branson. His throw across in time. Spectacular play by Carter Rennie. His resume continues to include highlight after highlight after highlight. A 6-3 there. The inning is not over as Hammett motored up to third base. Michael Barnes bats for Moon City. And Michael a lefty, but switch hitting here in the right-handed batter's box. Breaking pitch inside. That's ball two. Breaking ball. Hooked in the zone for a strike. And that is when Skylar Hinson's slider is good. It's that good. 2-1. Fastball swung, fouled off. That evens the counts. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Michael Barnes. Graduated from Drury University in 2021. Now works at Springfield Hospital as a surgical assistant. Full count. Payoff pitch to Barnes. Struck him out looking. So a big answer for Skylar Hinson as he gets the first strikeout of the day. But a major inning for Moon City. 5 runs go up on the board. So the Mavericks lead the Showman 5-1. Branson will try to punch back in the bottom of the second, and that's right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it.
And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out.
Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original.
With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
I need to change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
back to work for the Moon City Mavericks. Different story now, as all of a sudden he finds himself protecting a 5-1 lead. But the Branson Showmen, no strangers to getting back up. They were down 6-1 a week ago against the Nixa Suckers and roared back to win 11-9 in 10 innings. No lead is ever truly safe in the GRBL unless you're maybe talking about 20 runs, then that's pretty safe. But a 4-run deficit, just a light snack for these Branson Showmen. Jamar Avery Hart looked at a ball there. It's 2-0. Avery Hart from Trine University in Indiana, northern Indiana to be exact. 32-year-old human resources manager. Looked at one in there, 3-1. 5 for 16 with 4 runs batted in. Avery Hart's been very good, especially in clutch situations, and Chris Matlock just walked him aboard. We'll keep an eye on Avery Hart to think about swiping second base. Skylar Henson bats next, trying to help his cause after a rough second inning on the pitcher's mound. Henson 5 for 17. He was 5 for 20 in 2021 with the Metropolitans. So batting-wise, one of his best seasons. We're seeing it right here. Breaking ball. Caught the inner half for a strike. Matlock, I think, coaching his catcher Michael Easter a little bit about where to hang on, where to frame that strike on the inner half. Avery Hart takes off. Henson checked a swing, throw down to second. Definitely not in time to get Jamar Avery Hart, who steals a base and advances into scoring position. Nobody out. Bottom second, Mavericks lead the Showman 5-1. Skylar Henson bats for Branson. Matlock from the belt. Again, works inside. Henson sends one back up the middle. That's into center field. Avery Hart's going to test the arm of the center fielder, Joe Emery, and they got him. Michael Easter hung on to the baseball, made the tag, and Joe Emery has a rifle as he keeps a run off the board. So the good old 8-2 put out. So Skylar Henson has got some running legs of his own. We'll see if he thinks about taking off. Seth Burns, 4 for 14. One of those is a double. Looked at a breaking pitch there. First meeting between these two teams here in 2022. This is a non-divisional game. In fact, every game today is non-divisional, but that does not mean it's not a day full of playoff implications. Burns swung and missed at a slow slider there, and that's where Chris Matlock is just so good. He can add speed, he can take off speed. You know, essentially he throws 2 pitches, but he can make it look like about a dozen different balls coming at you. Down on strikes goes Burns. First strikeout of the day for Chris Matlock. It is the 20th strikeout for Matlock on the season. So Chris Matlock now 95 strikeouts for his GRBL career. If I'm doing the, well, I may not be doing the math correctly. Hang on. Yeah, sorry. 92 strikeouts for his GRBL career. Had 72 at the end of the 2021 season, now with 20 in 2022. So 72 and 20, 92. Wanted 93 there against Troy McPherson, didn't get it as the count moves to 1-2. Pitch sailed just a touch high. for the liking of the man overseeing the strike zone. T-Mac swung and fouled that one back off the screen. We'll do it again. Ball and 2 strikes. Matlock from the belt. Fastball got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chris Matlock. And that shot in the arm, that Joe Emery throw from center field, maybe inspired the Moon City mound man a little bit. 5-1 is the score. Chris Matlock gets back-to-back Ks, and Moon City has a 4-run lead. Back with more right after this.
You love your truck, and Placid Tire Service is here to help you make it even better. We've got wheels, leveling kits, and of course, the area's largest selection of light truck tires. With ATs and mud tires up to 35s and bigger, Placid Tire Service has you covered. And we can help you select a great combination that will work with your truck. Take your truck from stock to spectacular with Placid Tire Service. In Springfield on East Sunshine, West Sunshine, and South Campbell, and now open at 1007 Kenneth and Nixa. That's Placid Tire Service.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
5-1 is the score. Moon City Mavericks lead the Branson Showmen top of the third, and the Showmen will make their first of at least 2 Henry's towing pitching changes a little bit earlier than expected. So off sequence they go on the schedule. Devin Braswell, the left-hander from Hollister, Missouri, goes to the hill. Braswell, for the season, 8 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 8 earned runs on 12 hits, struck out 8, walked 4, hit 3 batters. So an 8.31 ERA. That's a touch high from the rookie season Braswell had in 2021. He was with the Mavericks, helped them win the Howard Bell Trophy. He threw 20 1/3 as a rookie, allowing just 4 earned runs, 22 hits, 24 Ks to just 8 walks, and a 1.77 ERA. Braswell starting to dial it in, however. On September 25th, that was a Sunday ago, he pitched 2 shutout innings against the Nixa Suckers. No earned runs, allowing 2 hits, struck out 3. So that was more like the Devin Braswell of old a week ago. We will see if he has figured some things out at the right time of the season for the Branson Showmen, facing Zach Ralph here. It will be Ralph, Emery, and Welsh, so the 3-4-5 hitters for Moon City. As Braswell fires a strike, that evens the count 1-1. DJ, 35 years old. He's in, I believe he does inside sales is his trade. Here's a pop-up out into shallow center, but no problem for the rangy Branson shortstop, Carter Rennie. Just continues to dazzle. I don't have a say, believe it or not, in who wins certain postseason awards, but Rennie's defense is standing out in my mind. Joe Emery steps in here. He took a walk first time and scored a run, and then we saw his defensive prowess an inning ago. Kept a run off the board for Moon City as he threw one into the glove of his catcher, Michael Easter, to get Jamar Avery hard at the plate. 1-0 here from Braswell. DJ ran that one a little down and in. Two-0. Braswell caught the inner half that time, and Likes that sweeping motion, working across, as many left-handers do, running the ball in against the right-handed batter. Joe got under that one. It is out into deep center field. Back goes Carlson. He will not make the over-the-shoulder catch. Emery thought about 3. Instead, he's going to woe up at 2, but a well-smacked double out into dead center field off the bat of Joe Emery. And so he is on for Brady Welsh. Just one out here. Excellent opportunity for Welsh, who took a walk his first time. So he's 3 for 16. Still on the season. He was 14 for 38 as a rookie with Nixa a season ago. That's going to help the old batting average. Brady Welsh sends a single out into left field. Avery Hart took a second to find it on the exchange. Thought he missed the ball. It turns out it was in his glove. But Jamar made up for it with that cannon of a right arm, holding the runner at third. So nevertheless, back-to-back base hits for the Mavericks, who seem to be a little bit inspired today. You kind of wondered where this potential has been, perhaps, but Moon City will take it. In need of a win, in need of any kind of momentum, just in need of anything to feel good about playing baseball again, quite frankly. So one out, first and third for Easter, who looked at a ball outside. For the Branson Showmen, meanwhile, they were winners of 2 straight. They feel like when they are on, they're as good as anybody in the league, as Brady Welsh took advantage of Devin Braswell delaying a pickoff move there. He moves up and steals second. So 2 men in scoring position now. Showmen need this win arguably as badly, if not worse, than Moon City. They'd love to claw their way back. Easter swings. This is into right field, coming down. That's a base hit, and it could be extras for the catcher, Michael Easter. 1 run scores. Down into the corner goes the ball. Easter holds up. He will stop at second, but it is a 2 RBI double for the grizzled veteran auto mechanic, Michael Easter. Every bit of a 2 RBI double down the right field line. It is now 7-1 for the Mavericks. So TJ Orlandi had a 2 RBI base hit in the second inning. Nick Bacon once again comes on to run for Easter, so he's at second base. Easter will go put on the chest protector and the shin guards and get ready for the bottom of this inning. We are in the third, 7-1. The Mavericks have come out hot. Moon City got off the launch pad today. TJ Orlandi now 2 for 15, but 1 for 1 today. There was a passed ball there, allowing Bacon to go up on the head first slide is in time for him to advance to third. So 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. At 2 strikes as Orlandi looked at 1. Braswell, high leg kick, comes home, swing and a miss there. Nothing fancy, just blew a 2-seamer past TJ Orlandi. 2-2. Braswell missed outside. That loads up the count. 3-2. Payoff pitch from Braswell. Change up, swing and a miss. Down goes Orlandi. It's 2 outs now. That'll bring up Chris Matlock. Had an RBI single back in the second. That made the score 3-1. It is now 7-1. Chris took a hack there. Could even call that a daddy hack, perhaps. So 4 for 9 for the campaign is Chris Matlock. His best his best offensive season, rather, I should say, as another run scores on a passed ball. So now it's 8-1. That cleans the bases for Matlock. One and one. Braswell caught the inside for a strike. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Matlock took off down the line, but that is strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Devin Braswell, but not before Moon City puts up 3 more. 8-1 is the score in favor of the Mavericks. Branson will try to answer in the bottom of the third right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League, live and free on YouTube. And hey, if you're enjoying the GRBL, don't forget to like, to share, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
My name is Paul Sunday with Big Whiskey's American Restaurant and Bar, started in Springfield, Missouri. I've always been under the impression you do what you're good at. I got started in the restaurant industry back when I was 18. The original Big Whiskey was established on Park Central East here, which happens to be Route 66. The concept of Big Whiskey was very simple. We didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We just wanted to do what others were doing better. We basically are a restaurant that celebrates our bar. We're a restaurant that celebrates sports. But more importantly, we're a restaurant that has a great food product. We won awards with our pasta dishes, our steaks, our wings, our buffalo chicken dip. People are going to think I'm cliche by saying, well, everything's good. What makes Springfield special to me, whenever I was younger, I used to say that it was big enough to get lost, but not big enough to lose yourself. So I think that it has all the attributes of a big city with, quite frankly, the quaintness of the folks that live inside it.
8-1 is the score. Moon City Mavericks have jumped all over the Branson Showmen early in this one. But as the Showmen have proven before, even big leads are sometimes unsafe in the Grip and Rip Baseball League. So just because this is not entirely a barn burner right now does not mean it can't get interesting. Josh Wilbanks, number 10 man in the order, bats for the Showman. It'll be Wilbanks, Rennie, and Dean for the Purple Gang. Wilbanks now lives in Reeds Spring, Missouri, originally from Douglasville, Texas. Looked at a strike. He is 4 for 14 with an RBI. Has struck out 4 times. Wanted to send that slider from Chris Matlock way out of here. Instead, took a hack at strike 2. That's up and out of the zone. Right around the collarbones for Wilbanks, who's now still down 1-2. Matlock comes set and deals. That's a slider for a strike. Wilbanks frustrated, but that is 3 consecutive strikeouts in this game for Chris Matlock, who now has 95 for his GRBL career. Carter Rennie bats next. One out on the board. Rennie watched ball 1 go by. Carter reached on an error. First time he's in the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot today for the Showman. Sinker in. Makes it 1-1. Back to the breaker goes Matlock, and back ahead in the count he goes, 1-2. Carter Rennie having a hard time figuring out the Mavericks ace today. Matlock kicks and deals, swung on. This is grounded to the shortstop. Welsh with it for Moon City. Throw across to Michael Barnes in time over at first base for the second out rather this inning. It's going to bring up Brady Dean for Branson. Nobody on, 2 outs. 8-1 is the score. Moon City has the lead. Dean is now 5 for 18 for the campaign, having reached on an infield single in the first of this game. So 5 hits in 7 games and counting, the official tally for Brady Dean. Matlock worked him in. Came back with a slider. That's fouled back to the screen. One and two, a ball and 2 strikes. Matlock comes home. That missed out. That'll even the count, 2-2. Dean, an open stance, likes to crowd the plate at least with the back foot. Also stands way back in the batter's box. That left foot all the way back on the line. 3-2. Matlock has what he wants from the catcher. Michael Easter comes home. That slider didn't slide. That's going to be a walk for Brady Dean. That is the 8th time this season that Dean has walked. And he leads the GRBL in that category, as a matter of fact. You know, not exactly what anyone sets out to do at the start of a season, but when you need base runners and you want to win baseball games, getting on by any means necessary is a nice recipe to help a club. Brady Dean has been good at working pitchers. He's a patient hitter. And in general has a pretty good eye for the zone. Jacob Carlson is down 0-1 in the count here. Swung at a slider for a strike. Now chases another one that was low and away, but got the wood to it enough to send it foul, first base side. So Carlson is now 9 for 20, but he does have 11 runs batted in. So atop the RBI leaderboard in 2022 is Carlson. Jam shot, swung on, fouled back. So Jacob had 7 hits as a rookie in 2019, had 8 in 2020, 10 a season ago with Moon City. He's got 9 now. In 2022, swinging a grounder, right side, second baseman Juarez up with it. And a slide and then kind of throw against the direction of his body, but a nice play by the veteran Joe Juarez to get the out on the 4-3. So 8-1 remains the score. We go to the 4th inning. That'll come up right after this word from some of our supporters. Phoenix Home Care and Hospice.
Do you want to do more? Are you feeling called to help? Some will just hang on. Others will raise their hand to truly help. Phoenix Home Care is looking for raised hands. Phoenix Home Care and Hospice needs help. Phoenix Home Care is hiring immediately for caregivers who want to help people live life with dignity in their own homes. Take this time of crisis to seize an opportunity. Go to phoenixhomehc.com and click on the careers tab. Be different. Make a difference. Choose Phoenix.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.
Devin Braswell returns to the hill for the Branson Showmen. And like we mentioned, the Showmen a little bit short-handed today. And looks like we could have a battery swap for Branson as Toby Yorks is behind the plate. He is in full gear. And Troy McPherson is out there playing first. So other than that, looks like the defense stays the same for Branson. So they just swapped their first baseman and their catcher. We'll probably see that switch occur once or twice more before this one is over. It's just a hot day, and they're without their starting catcher, Jared Fox, so they're going to the backup, McPherson, and then the emergency catcher is Yorks. So pressed into action here, catching Devin Braswell. Anthony Musser sends a base hit out into left field on the first pitch he sees from DJ. Look out, Anthony Musser with his second hit of the day. Making up for a little bit of lost time, perhaps, for the Mavericks is Musser. He is on for Ben Hammett. Didn't really even have a chance to review A.J. Musser's stats before he got on there. He is now 2 for 6, so average jumps to 333. That's one way to help your cause. There's a block there from Toby Yorks at a fastball low. Showman 8-1. You know, they're not necessarily looking for lights out from Braswell in this scenario. They're looking for him to eat innings. They're shorthanded. Yorks took the throw, tried to throw to second base. Infielders did not cover that adequately. They were not ready for the throw. And so that will allow the runner Musser to take advantage of the passed ball and head to third. And you can't do that. You know, that's just a little bit of self-destruction there when you're down by 7. You know, applaud Yorks for the idea, but the execution just was not there, and his teammates were not ready. 2-0, swung on, fouled back off the bat of Hammett. So Hammett singled out to, or had an infield single rather, almost through the chest of the third baseman David Edwards in the second. He's 2 for 13 for the campaign. Bunts down the third base line and a squeeze. No, that's going to trickle foul. Heads up stuff and patience from David Edwards, the Showman third baseman. Letting that ball trickle into foul territory and then touched it. Nice idea by Hammett. He had the speed out of the box, and Musser had the speed down the line. Had that stayed fair, they would have executed the squeeze brilliantly. But ifs and buts. Next offering from Braswell to Hammett. He chased. 2-2, or check that. Down on strikes goes Hammett. That was the 2-2. So Hammett is retired. That'll bring up Joe Juarez. Back to the Anderson Engineering leadoff spot go the Mavericks. Juarez grounded out to short last time. 0 for 1 on the day. One-0 swung on. This is to the shortstop. Carter Rennie looked at the runner, then fired across to McPherson in time for the second out, but another run is scratched across. That makes it 9-1 for the Mavericks. It's a ground out, but a run batted in for Joe Juarez. That cleans the sheets for the rookie Barnes. Surgical assistant from Springfield, Missouri, has been hitting very well. Barnes came into the day 6 for 16 and hadn't really swung a bat much since he was a high schooler. He was a pitcher only in college, 2 years at Fort Scott Community College, 2 years at Drury University. Swings and drives this one into left. That's tailing down off the wall on the hop. Barnes is going to have to turn on the wheels to make second base, and he does. Sliding in as Jamar Averyhart made a good throw. Skylar Hinson, the second baseman, didn't come up with it and points to himself, but a base hit off the bat of Michael Barnes. That is now 7 hits in 7 games for Barnes. And in visiting with him before the season, just at tryouts, I saw him go pick up a bat and get ready to go into the cage. I said, "Oh, man, are you going to try to hit?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to this." Zach Ralph bats. Fastball swung on. David Edwards up with it at third. Has to hurry. The throw across. Not in time. Zach Ralph. All cylinders firing down to first. Reaches safely. That'll get scored as an infield single. Mavericks finally in week 7 starting to catch breaks like that were simply not there for them across a 6-game losing streak. 9-1, they lead. Runners are on the corners for Joe Emery, who has reached in both of his plate appearances a walk in the second, a double in the third. Runner Ralph takes off. Toby Yorks will throw to second. It's a stolen base for Zach Ralph. One and 0. Braswell takes a moment for a deep breath. 2 outs on the board. He'd like to get Emery here and just get out of this. Worked low in the zone for a strike. It's 1-1. Braswell not up on the rubber. Emery now has stepped out, now stepped back in. Pitcher and batter doing a little dance. Here's the 1-1. Changeup got swung on and fouled back to the screen. One and two. Braswell, breaking pitch. Punched him out. Down on strikes goes Emery for the first time today. Mavericks add one more. A single from Anthony Musser, taking advantage of a passed ball, and then some good running on a grounder off the bat of Joe Juarez. Makes it 9-1. The Space Cowboys all over the Branson Showmen, who will come to bat in the bottom of the fourth when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for our YouTube channel. And hey, find it in your heart to share the link with your friends on your social media feeds and say, "I'm watching and enjoying Grip and Rib Baseball." That would sure do a lot for us. We appreciate you being with us this afternoon. Back with more right after this.
What gets me out of bed every morning is the possibility of helping people. I want to give people back their peace of mind. I want to know they have a fighter in their corner when they've been a victim of someone else's negligence. Help put their lives back together. I want them to know it's going to be okay. Our creative torpedo is television news business. We want our clients to know that when they hire our law firm, the insurance companies are going to take them seriously. They're going to take their case serious. We leave no stone unturned in preparing a case. We are on the cutting edge of trial technology. We have 2 decades of trial experience in representing injured clients. We become a part of our clients' struggle and take on that burden. We get our clients the justice they deserve. That's the rewarding part. The look on their face, the appreciation.
They know that our team has gone to battle for them and we have come out victorious. That is the most rewarding part.
We have carried their burden. We have walked in their steps. We have fought their fight.
David Edwards comes to bat for the Branson Showmen. Looking to punch their way back into this thing. 9-1. They trail the Moon City Mavericks. It is the bottom of the 4th on a beautiful day at U.S. Baseball Park. Temperatures in the mid-70s. And David Edwards, who was a tremendous hitter a season ago for the Republic Locos, is on here stretching a single into a double. Woo! Made that a little bit close for comfort for his manager, Cole Rourke, I am sure. But Edwards is in there safely, swinging at the first offering from Chris Matlock and getting aboard. I'll bring up Toby Yorks. He singled out into left field his first time up. So Toby now, 12 hits for the GRBL season. That puts him into a share of the league lead in base hits, along with Republic's Trent Simpson. And Simpson will be in action a little bit later today. Republic Locos take on the Ozark Mountain Ducks at 3 p.m. Again, significant playoff implications up for grabs for just about every team except for the Moon City Mavericks today. So Toby now 12 of 25 for the campaign. Down 0-1 here after that foul ball. Fouls off a breaking pitch there. He knew that was coming in high, but it already started the swing. Stayed committed. You know, York's a very good contact hitter. And I know from talking with him, he'd love to turn that into being a very good power hitter. You know, but power will come. There's some power right there. Ripped to the gap in right. That's going to get down and touch the wall on one bounce. An extra base hit for Toby Yorks. His 5th double of 2022, and it brings David Edwards home. 9-2 now. And Toby Yorks is now the league leader in hits. He's got 13 of them here in the 2022 season. And not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I'll do it anyway. The league record for hits, 16. And hits in the playoffs do count, just the same as hits in the regular season. Why do we do that? Well, we play 1 day a week, so these guys need all the stats they can. Jamar Avery Hart bats here. Took a walk first time up. Second time he has seen Chris Matlock in his GRBL career. So for the moment, Toby York's the league leader in hits. Jamar Avery Hart's been hitting pretty well with men in scoring position this year as he looked at strike 2. Had a couple of key RBIs in Branson's last 2 weeks that have translated directly into wins. He's got 4 ribbies on the year. He won't add to it this time. There's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes he goes. It's the 4th strikeout of the day for Chris Matlock. It's the 95th of his GRBL career. Came into the day with 19 on the season. He's now got 23. Can add that to the 72 he came in with. So 5 away now from the century mark is Chris Matlock. Only 5 GRBL pitchers have accomplished that feat. Although Clay Murphy from the Springfield Metropolitans is also close. Could get there tonight when the Mets lock up with the Nixa Suckers. 1-1. Breaking ball to Skylar Henson, swung on, throw down to third. That got away from the third baseman, Zach Ralph. So then the runner pops up and takes off. That is Jacob Carlson running in the stead of Toby Yorks, who is the catcher. So a little bit of a speed upgrade on the paths there. And Branson takes advantage of the passed ball. So it's 9-3. Showman clawing back. Skylar Henson swings. This is going to stay on the infield. Well, it trickles out into the outfield as I say that, but it's an infielder who makes the catch. TJ Orlandi, or check that. Is that Joe Juarez, or is that Orlandi? That is Orlandi making the catch. Should have stuck with my instinct. Two outs go on the board. Nobody on now for the Showman. Now they've cut the deficit to 6. It is 9-3. Devin Braswell hitting here. Seth Burns. Breaking ball swung on, and that sets the stage, I do believe, for Burns to come on and pitch later today. You know, we knew that was going to happen at some point. But Branson got out of sequence. They lifted Skylar Henson, the starter, after 2 innings. Braswell has come on in relief, and Braswell gets a base hit out into right field. So swinging a pretty good bat is DJ, bumping the average up. 333. He's now 2 for 6. And DJ Braswell on for Troy McPherson. T-Mac takes a moment to get settled in the batter's box, looked at a ball outside. So 2 runs this inning for the Showman on 3 hits and a passed ball. Matlock missed low with a slider. It's 2-0. Fastball in that time. 2-1 to T-Mac. After a check throw over to first, Matlock has the ball. Still 2-1. Comes set from the belt. Took something off with a change there. That's strike 2. Even up now. Chris Matlock. Deuces wild. Comes home. Swing and a miss. That is the 5th strikeout of the day for Chris Matlock, the 96th of his career. The Showman clawing back just a touch. They still trail. It is Mavericks 9, Showman 3. Back with the 5th inning right after this. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League. Big appreciation to the title sponsor of our streaming coverage. That would be Central Bank of the Ozarks.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine top 100 bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
And hey, I don't just tell you to let Henry do it. I'm also a client. I myself had to let Henry do it a couple days ago. Got caught in a pinch with a battery that was circling the drain. Made the call to let Henry do it. Got a jump start. And then went and got a new battery right after that. So it was a pretty good deal. The folks at Henry's were fast, professional, courteous, got us back on the road. Didn't make buying a new battery any cheaper, but hey, very helpful nonetheless. Henry's Towing, longtime supporter of the GRBL. Remember, if you are in need of roadside assistance, let Henry do it, or go to lethenrydoit.com. 1-0, Devin Braswell facing Brady Welsh in the top of the fifth. Moon City batting here, leading 9-3. It'll be Welsh, Easter, and Orlandi for the Space Cowboys. 2-0 to Welsh. Missed high. So 3 balls, no strikes. Braswell. Well, being careful with a dangerous hitter can sometimes lead to that. 4 balls. And Brady Welsh is aboard to start the fifth. So the Mavericks out in front, trying to pad the lead. The first inning, the only inning they have not scored at least 1 run in so far. Michael Easter bats here. Fastball. And Braswell avoids throwing ball 5. That's a strike. So Michael Easter from the original 60 broke into the league at its inception in 2016. The 0-1 to Easter. Yes. Plate umpire Lester Ratcliffe thought about it and thought, yes, strike thrown. No balls, 2 strikes for Easter. And he's saying something back and forth there. Not sure if that's directed at the umpire or the catcher. Nevertheless, he had a point to get across. The 0-2. Swung on, lifted, as into center field, could be trouble, and over the shoulder catch by the second baseman, Skylar Henson. I mean, it's not exactly the way Tom Emanski would teach you to do it, but that is the catch and the out. Skylar Henson making the grab in the basket. TJ Orlandi comes up here. 1 for 2. A 2 RBI single in the second as part of a big 5-run inning for City. Braswell threw a pickoff throw, and then the corresponding ball down to second base was a touch high. So that, my friends, is a steal for Brady Welsh. And the former Atlanta Braves farmhand looking scrappy Into scoring position he goes for Orlandi. Breaking pitch from Braswell missed out. DJ comes set and deals. Fastball to Orlandi, swung on. That's now 1-2. So Braswell, I'm looking, has conceded 4 runs today. It's my estimation 3 of the 4 will be earned. Next pitch to Orlandi is up and out. Umpires today in some commemorative pink jerseys and wristbands. That's in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's kind of something the umpires kind of did on their own, and the Grip and Rip League said, yes, absolutely. I would imagine we'll see some of the players drop some pink accents as well before this one is over. There's a swing and a miss. That puts the count full, 3-2 to Orlandi. He steps out momentarily, hops back in, facing Braswell from the midsection. Swing and a miss. Braswell got him with the change. Big strikeout there for DJ, his 5th of the game. Not out of the woods yet, because here comes Chris Matlock. 1 for 2. 4 for 10 on the season. So Ted Williams-like numbers, but small sample size. Chased one there. Does have an RBI this game, Chris Matlock. And yes, he is a pitcher, but he does own batting gloves. Swing and a miss. Makes it 0-2. So Braswell trying to just chew through here and not think too much. The 0-2 changeup didn't drop down into the zone. Braswell looks back at the runner. Now comes set. Welsh takes off, and that is sprayed foul right side. Nice idea from Matlock. But just a touch wide right. So the lefty Braswell back in, facing the right-hander Matlock. Again, looks back at the runner Welsh. Now comes set and deals. Ran him upstairs. And Chris Matlock went up the ladder, swung, fouled that back off the screen. So we'll set up and do it again. Another 1-2. Braswell on the rubber. Looks in for the sign from Yorks. Comes set. Swing and a miss. Braswell strikes out Chris Matlock. He has struck out 6 batters today. It's a scoreless inning for DJ Braswell. Showman will have a decision to make for him as he has pitched 3 innings. But before that, they will come to bat in the bottom of the 5th. 9-3 is the score. Moon City Mavericks out in front, trying to avoid going over for the regular season. Back right after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Chris Matlock back to the hill for the Moon City Mavericks. They lead the Branson Showmen 9-3. We head into the bottom of the fifth. Happy to be joined up here in the broadcast booth at U.S. Baseball Park by the Grip and Rip Baseball League's Director of Baseball Operations, Steve Lale. And Coach Lale, I just want to say, first of all, I appreciate, in your capacity as the Operations Director, you have scared up beautiful conditions for the guys to play in today. 75, sunny and clear.
Chamber of Commerce weather, isn't it? Can't be beat.
Absolutely. Somebody called the Ozark Chamber.
Been living the dream here in the Ozarks past couple of weeks.
Could definitely shoot photos for a brochure with what we're doing out here. So 9-3 is the score. Showman looking for some answers here. They will start off with Josh Wilbanks in the bottom of the fifth. Veteran from the United States Marine Corps. Chased one there from Chris Matlock. So Chris, sorry, go ahead, Steve.
You're good. Need a little something going on. Get into this lead a little bit.
Well, they put up two runs in the fourth inning. As Wilbanks falls down 0-2. A piece at a time and all that. Like the old Johnny Cash song. That's how you come back from a big deficit. And there's a punch out there from Chris Matlock. 3 straight strikes. Gets Josh Wilbanks to start the fifth. That is 6 in the game for Matlock, 24 on the season, 96 for his career.
He's got a good breaking ball today, doesn't he?
It's working.
He's found it today.
Carter Rennie steps up here. Grounded out to short last time. Kind of late hacking at that one, but just touched it for strike one anyway.
He's played a solid shortstop again today.
He's played a brilliant shortstop. Like I said, I think his name, deservedly so, might get thrown around for some postseason recognition. Down 0-2 here.
I think he'd be in the mix.
As far as shortstops go, he's been very good. Sprays this one right side and gets into the hit column today. Out into right field that goes. And so Rennie gets on, kind of helping out the batting average, but more importantly for the Showman, putting some speed on the base paths.
Did a nice job with that one. Stayed on it and slapped it to right.
Yeah, sometimes, Steve, when a pitcher like Chris Matlock is obviously feeling pretty good about his stuff today, have to take what's given.
You better adjust because you're not going to hit that trying to pull it.
Brady Dean steps into the left-handed batter's box. Drove that one. That's going to get down, and that's going to be extras for Brady Dean off the wall in right.
Maybe hold him up at third.
Yeah, Rennie got the whoa sign. And he listened to his third base coach there. That's Devin Braswell directing traffic at third.
Probably a good call, down by half dozen.
Oh, yeah. That's not a right time to take a risk and take an ill-conceived out, that's for sure. Instead, you got second and third, and you've got your best hitter here, Jacob Carlson. Looking for his first hit of the game. I don't think this one's got the distance.
Don't think so.
Just behind second base it goes, where the shortstop Brady Welsh makes the adjustment and the catch.
2 outs, they need to cash in, don't they?
Yep. Oh, no, that is 2 outs. Missed the number 10 man in the order there. So, 2 outs on the board. Second and third, and David Edwards, not a bad hitter at all in his own right.
He get a double down the line last time?
He did. He has got hit by a pitch in the first, doubled down the line in the fourth. So he is now 7 for 18 here in 2022. Had 13 hits in 9 games this season. That was actually in 8 games because he missed a game as a rookie with the Locos. So simply put, David Edwards hits pretty well. Looked at a strike there. Originally from St. Cloud, Florida. Ooh, Chris did not get the inner half that time.
He got the first one. It looked like over below. I think they're even up.
1-1 here.
Fastball,
like
nice pitch.
Gas. And Chris Matlock does not throw a lot of those. Kind of given his history with shoulder issues, but every once in a while, he will reach back and let one fly. The 1-2. Swung on and lifted into center field. Joe Emery.
Looks like he's got it.
Back to get it. Sets up and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Mavericks, or excuse me, the Showman rather, made a little bit of noise, but the Mavericks get out of the inning unscathed. That is going to end the day.
Nice start.
Pitcher Chris Matlock. He has thrown the maximum allotted 5 innings. Gave up 3 runs. 2 of those are going to go down earned. So good day for Chris in terms of the old ERA as well. Scattered his hits pretty nicely and got 6 strikeouts. So he will finish the day with, let's see, with 96 for his career. So might have a chance to go for the hundo next week.
He had a base hit too, didn't he?
And he got a hit. Yeah,
got a hit.
He may
Helped
not,
his cause.
May not be done batting for the day, Chris Matlock.
More work to do.
Well, it's going to be a pitching change for the Branson Showmen. We'll tell you about that in 30 seconds when we come back. It is the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
Now with the Bank of Missouri, whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
New pitcher for the Branson Showmen is Seth Burns, the right-hander out of Sleeper, Missouri, where he runs his cattle operation. Went to Stoutland High School, then Evangel University. And Seth Burns, as this is his 3rd year in the Grip and Rip, has just gotten better with age as he's learned a little bit more about how to prepare and have success here in this league. He has thrown 13 innings here in 2022, allowed 5 earned runs, 10 hits, 19 strikeouts to 7 walks, so a 3.46 ERA. And 2 wins against no defeats, although Steve Lale, a pitcher's win-loss record here in the Grip and Rip because of the innings limits, and then just kind of in professional baseball in general, you don't look at the win-loss record like you used to.
I agree.
Not like the bad old days where that used to be kind of the first thing you looked at.
They're not getting the ends like they used to, are they?
Well, the only time you look at wins and losses is if a pitcher is something like 1-8, or the other way, where he's 12-1,
or at the L at the end of the game.
Yeah,
you look at that.
Something like that. But so Seth Burns working with Toby Yorks. That'll be a first time. Got the win a week ago as the Showman beat the Nixa Suckers in 10 innings. Kind of walked off and said, Seth told me, I wish I would have been a little bit sharper, to be honest with you, but I'm glad we won. Facing Anthony Musser, who is 2 for 2 on the day, swung and missed.
Toby hasn't caught much this year, has he?
Not a lot. He's kind of the emergency catcher, but the Showmen are without their main man Jared Fox today, so they started the backup Troy McPherson, and that was kind of the manager Cole Rourke's plan, was to platoon McPherson and Yorks today in the absence of
broke the glass and pulled
Jared
Toby
Fox.
Out.
Yeah, that's just it. It always pays to be versatile here in the GRBL. That
doesn't
will
hurt.
That can sometimes be the difference between drafted and not drafted, and can also be the difference between opportunities in the bench once you are on a roster. 0-2 here.
That line where you say I can also catch goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
Making a roster and playing time.
0-2 to Musser. Burns caught the outer half. Musser doesn't like it, but Seth and the Showman will sure take it, and it's one away. So a nice K there for Seth Burns, his 20th of 2022.
Nick Bacon.
Yeah, Nick Bacon coming in pinch hitting for Hammett. Just a straight up outfielder for outfielder swap this. Bacon has scored a couple times as a courtesy runner already in this game. He's been in the league since 2016.
He has some service time, doesn't he?
Pretty fair bit. And a student of the game and a student of this league and its history for sure. Here's a grounder up to third. Edwards
got away.
One-hopped it, and it got away from McPherson. Bacon will cook the second base.
He's
No problem. He's
third.
going to think about third. McPherson just now with the ball. Yeah. At this point, you just say, keep him away from home plate, please. So E5 is the scorer's decision. And Bacon is on for Joe Juarez.
Make it bad here. Runner at third. One out. Get that run back.
Yeah. I suspect Juarez will be the pitcher for Moon City in the bottom of this inning. He went and warmed up in the bullpen, but still batting in the leadoff spot. They're not going to lift him here. So Joe 0 for 2 today. He is grounded to the shortstop Carter Rennie twice. 1-1.
Chased it.
Way upstairs. So infielders are in here, Steve. Looks like Branson's playing to keep a run off.
Thinking no more. Chief Joseph, the Nez Perce. No more forever. There's a bunt. Look at that.
Juarez laid down a
Find
nice
a way
bunt
to get him in. There we
down
go.
the first base side.
Like
And
a
he
safety squeeze.
forced the hand of the pitcher Burns, who flipped over to McPherson in time.
Nice job.
So that makes it 10-3 for the Mavericks.
Little execution there, wasn't it?
That was we see a lot of guys try to bunt, and we see a lot of bunts go foul, but Joe Juarez laid down a nice piece there.
They attempted that earlier today and just rolled foul on the other side. I don't know who the batter was at the time, but here's one straight back here.
Yeah, that was Hammett, I believe, who almost had himself a safety, or hit. Yeah, it would have been a safety squeeze. But
that one just trickled foul.
So Michael Barnes is 1 for 3 today with a double. Checked it.
Got the outside corner.
I was going to say, didn't check it enough. It's still a strike.
0-2.
Seth Burns ran one in there, kind of fell off toward first base.
Didn't quite get back around, did it?
Something I like to watch with Seth is where he lands when he comes down. Here's the 1-2. Barnes got under that one. A lot of backspin, but no problem for Carter Rennie to make the catch.
Nice inning.
I mean, defensively, not a bad inning for the Showman, but, well done by the Mavericks to get a run there on the sacrifice bunt by Joe Juarez. So 10-3 is the score. We will go to the bottom of the 6th with the Mavericks in the lead. Back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. And go Locos!
Landsberger, the Hall of Fame coach Steve Lale with you live here at US Baseball Park. And it is, as expected, a Henry's Towing pitching change for the Moon City Mavericks. So leading 10-3, they turn to number 10. This is the right-hander Joe Juarez from Springfield, Missouri, sponsored by Border States Electric. So far in 2022, Joe, 8 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs on 8 hits, 11 strikeouts to just 1 walk and 2 hit batsmen. So a 3.24 ERA for Joe Juarez. And unfortunately for him and the Mavericks, bad luck, an 0-2 win-loss record. Came into the campaign 34 innings pitched in the GRBL prior to this year, so he's crossed the 40-inning mark since then.
He took a gap year last year.
He did.
Take a year off,
Yep.
seems like.
So he played for the Showman
So it's the
actually
summer in Europe?
in 2020, and then 2021 he said, "Yeah, I'm going to do." He's got his daughter Josie is playing competitive volleyball, and so I think just kind of went on tour on the volleyball circuit. But a fall of that made him think, I think I miss playing baseball.
Back at it.
So he has found a way, and the Juarez family, they come out, they all cheer for him. His wife Margaret and their kids. They usually kind of make a Sunday out of it. It's a lot of fun. There's a pop-up. And the left fielder Musser took the hat off and said, "I wanted that," but it's the shortstop Brady Welsh making the catch and the out. So that gets Yorks out for the first time today. It'll bring up Jamar Averyhart.
Did you see his throw in the second base earlier in the game?
Oh, yeah, Jamar's got a rifle.
He was down in the foul pole and threw on the line to second base and almost had him out.
He's had a pretty good bat in key situations, but that's not going to do it. That's
There's
a pop.
2 quick outs.
Second baseman Orlandi makes the catch. So TJ doing a nice job there.
See, Skyler takes a strike here at pitcher too, slow things down since they had 2 quick outs.
Might behoove him to do that unless it is just a nice fat fastball.
He chose not to behoove.
He did not. There was no behooving whatsoever.
A little behooving. Let's go to the Latin dictionary for the origin of behoove.
Got to call Nick Bacon for that. Mavericks right fielder legitimately does, Steve, have a degree in classical Latin.
Well,
I didn't even know you could get those anymore. They say Latin is a dead language, but not for Nick Bacon. Not in right field right now. Instead, Henson goes to left field, and that's going to get over the head of Anthony Musser to the wall. That will go. Henson, not exactly running like a guy who wants third base. He's going to be content to woe up at second and take a double. Well struck ball there.
Little carpe diem there. He didn't seize the day. That's the only Latin I've got. Is that it? Am I saying that correct?
Carpe diem? Yeah.
Okay, so I butchered it.
Yeah. E pluribus unum, and then I know quo vadimus. It means where are we going?
Quo vadimus.
And then I know another Latin phrase, but the translation's not appropriate for me to repeat here on the broadcast with the kids watching.
Good call. Good judgment. There should be a Latin term for good judgment. What is that?
Every once in a while, Steve, I show good judgment with the microphone. 1-1 here for Seth Burns. Runner in scoring position is Henson for the Showman.
Plutocracy.
Yeah, we do have a little plutocracy going here in the GRBL, that's for sure. 1-1. Burns.
Is that going to stay up?
Lifts one.
He's got it. Camped.
Well, you're not going to fool Joe Emery. He took a great route to the ball and made the catch. That is out number 3. So Henson's double results no harm, nothing doing there. 10-3. The score remains. Moon City are out in front. Steve and I will go back to English and go back to the stretch inning when we come back. It's the GRBL live and free on YouTube.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it.
And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out.
Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original.
With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
Yeah, Grandma. Getting a word in edgewise with Grandma isn't always easy. Depositing her birthday check from your phone, on the other hand,
Of course, I deposited the check.
surprisingly easy.
It's in there. Yeah.
Mobile check deposit with the Great Southern mobile app. Easy. Download the app today.
Zach Ralph stands in for the Moon City Mavericks. They lead the Branson Showmen 10-3 in the top of the 7th. Ralph swung and fouled one off, facing Seth Burns back out for his second inning of work for the Showman.
He's been pumping strikes since he's came in.
Knock wood and all that. It's been a nice start for Seth as he bounced one. So there you go,
52
Steve.
feet after
the old announcer's jinx got him. 1-1 now. It'll be Ralph, Emery, and Welsh for Moon City. Formidable part of the order. Breaking pitch there. Did not catch the zone. 2-1.
Put it back in there. I bet he gets it this time. Strike.
Zach Ralph today is 1 for 3. He is 8 for 24 for the season. So career year already for Zach, whose previous best was 7 hits. His rookie year in 2020. I will say that with the caveat that that was the COVID-shortened season, so teams only played 6 games that year.
I believe he's out here. He'll fly ball short.
Carter Rennie camped. They know a thing or two about camping down in Branson, Missouri, right, Coach?
Whole lot of camping there. A lot of people were camped out at the Garth Brooks concert last night, trying to work their way into that.
There were some unhappy campers with some of the traffic reports I heard.
I think it was some of that.
I have seen Garth Brooks in concert before, and yeah, I did not go to any of the Branson shows, but yeah, do not go on an empty stomach. I'll say that. There's a strike thrown to Joe Emery. It's 0-1.
Heard it was really good, except for a few traffic. What you got in, you were good.
Yeah. Like I said, just load up the car with some snacks. Make sure everybody's got a bottle of water.
Flashlights, candles, blankets,
don't go
snacks.
thinking, oh, we'll just get food at the venue, because it may be a while before you see the food line at the venue. 0-2 here to Emery.
Looks like the Ducks are arriving down the left field line.
Yeah, got Ducks Locos coming up today at 3.
That should be a
pretty good tussle. Yeah, we've seen just fly ball after fly ball after fly ball today. Looked like Brady Dean. He just asked his glove, what happened to you there, but he held on to the ball. That is out number 2 as the Showman right fielder. May want a new piece of leather when this inning's over.
It's like the top of his head might get an assist on that.
Well, that's what I thought. Is like the web kind of just collapsed there for Brady. Another Brady here, Brady Welsh, has been on every time he has made plate appearances today. 2 walks and a single sandwiched in between. Yeah, a lot of pop-ups today.
Straight back. This is going to be close to us.
Oh, off the concourse, off the roof of the press box, and then back down. Souvenir for somebody.
We got to get you that fishing net and open up these windows this time of year.
Keep thinking about it. Swing and a miss there. Yeah, I used to I threw one of my gloves in the bag, and I thought, maybe I'll go find somebody to play catch with before the game, and then just never happened. So I've taken to not packing the glove.
Got him.
Got him on strikes.
Another nice inning.
But just as soon as I leave the glove at home, somebody's going to hit one right to me. I just know it. So 3 up and 3 down there. Nice inning for Seth Burns. And the score stays Moon City 10, Branson 3. It is 7th inning stretch time. And that means it is time to thank our friends at Sumit's Hot Yoga, official sponsors of the 7th inning stretch here in the GRBL. And at Sumit's Hot Yoga, you are going to feel awesome.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Joe Juarez back to the hill for the Moon City Mavericks. They lead 10-3, trying to improve from 0-6. They cannot improve their seeding in the GRBL playoffs. They know for sure they will be in action next Sunday at noon as the number 6 seed. They will play a 3 seed to be determined, but they can definitely bank on Sunday, October the 9th, a showdown at high noon. More importantly, they're trying to bank on their first win of the season. They're not out of the woods yet. Troy McPherson.
Well, 3-game winning streak and ring the bell, right? That's the plan.
Well, it would take 4.
Okay, 4 games.
Because they would, they don't get they will definitely not get a bye into the semis. So they would need to win the eliminators, win the semis, and then ring the bell.
There you go.
But mathematically, yes, everything you said, Steve, is possible.
That's their plan.
2-1 here. Could conceivably win the bell with a 4-6 record. Not exactly as inspiring as the Mavericks club that won with an 8-1 record in 2021. But I don't think Daniel England would turn it down if that's how it unfolded. It's 3-2 here to McPherson.
Get back in that championship and see what happens.
Here's a swing and a chopper to third. Zach Ralph waited on it, and then, oh, goodness. He's having a rough go over there today. He's been charged 1 error and then has had a couple of other plays where balls ended up getting scored as hits, but Zach would like to have it back. He's kind of having the yips today.
Yeah, they need to play a little defense here and get these outs.
So that was an E5.
Appeared to be.
Well, scorer agreed. Here's Wilbanks. So Josh would like to get something going here, facing Juarez. Fastball high, right at the letters, says the man in charge.
He's had a couple strikeouts. It seems like you're always behind the count. There starts him off with a strike.
Just, yeah, feels like quicksand.
The
There's a
middle might be
grounder
two.
to Juarez.
Nice
From
lead
his
right there.
knees.
Look at
Brady
that.
Welsh, the shortstop, was there. All started with Joe Juarez. Dropped down to get that grounder and then stayed down on the throw.
Couldn't even strike. Hit him right in the chest, crossing the back.
Right on the money to Welsh.
That was looking like that could go south, but he just perfect.
Yeah. Oh, 1-6-3.
Yeah.
Always a little risky for your pitcher to
Got
turn
a big
and make
hump
that
here
throw.
out of the
Yep.
inning.
Michael
Tagging.
Barnes has it and
Uh-oh.
then tags out Carter Rennie. Extends the glove. Maybe a little talk back and forth between the rookies there. But 1, 2, 3 goes the inning.
This game's kind of picking up here now, isn't it?
10-3. Yeah, don't jinx it now, Steve. But
I would never.
Foot down on the throttle. We will head to the 8th with the Mavericks out in front. Back with more Grip and Rip baseball right after this.
When times are tough, you turn to the people you trust. For more than 100 years, Central Bank has weathered many a storm, and through it all, shown what it means to be a true community bank. Our people are working right now to keep your money moving, to keep your businesses strong, to keep our community strong. Central Bank has been named a Forbes magazine top 100 bank for 12 years in a row. When we say strong roots, we mean it. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Hi, everyone. This is Bob Costas, and I'd like to tell you about an interesting new baseball book, A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan Bryant. A Year of Playing Catch is the story of how a lifelong fan was inspired to take a whimsical journey of discovery and the power of our national pastime to forge lasting connections. You can pick up your copy after any Ozark Mountain Ducks game or from your favorite bookseller or online. That's A Year of Playing Catch.
Seth Burns back to work for the Branson Showmen. They trail by 7. It is Moon City 10, Branson 3. We head to the 8th. Moon City will try to tack on a few more, perhaps, in search of its first victory of the 2022 season. It will be Michael Easter, TJ Orlandi, and then Chris Matlock's position in the order scheduled to come up. Trying to scope out the Moon City bullpen. I'm not sure. I saw Joe Juarez just go jog back down there. He's actively the pitcher in this game. They've also got Ben Hammett down in the pen. And it looks like Hammett is going to go up on the rubber, the right-hander. So Ben Hammett may be coming in to pitch for Moon City before this one is done. Nothing to tell you about in the Branson pen. It looks like they may just stick with Seth Burns, asking him to go the distance. They still have... Sorry about that, Steve. Got your mic up. Well, he has not gotten a 3+ designation in quite a while. Showmen still have theirs. Moon City used theirs on their starter, Chris Matlock. Could get interesting here.
He hit a doubles last time up, didn't he? Or sometime in the game.
Michael Easter, yeah, he hit a 2 RBI double back in the 3rd. With Mavericks scored 3 runs. He is 1 for 2 today. Popped out to second last time. Burns.
Ball short.
Throws
Play
up
through
a
it.
grounder. Carter Rennie. Threw that right at the chest of the first baseman, Troy McPherson. I feel like I have said several times today, but it just bears repeating. I continue to be impressed by Branson shortstop Carter Rennie.
Yes.
TJ Orlandi steps in here. 1 for 3. A couple of runs batted in today. In that big 5-run second inning for the Mavericks. Touched a fastball there, back foul. TJ, an electrical engineer, went to Missouri S&T at Rolla. Now works for an engineering firm.
Another strike.
Ooh, checked. Yes, indeed. Strike 2.
Out in front, 0-2.
Yep.
Getting ahead of people.
Burns has been doing that a lot today.
Another strike.
Breaking pitch. Yeah, that was a beaut, and he just froze TJ Orlandi looking. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Seth Burns, having a big game in the midst of a career year. Here's the pinch hitter, Jacob McDaniel. And yeah, he is batting for Chris Matlock here. So Jake McDaniel 1 for 11 on the season. Fastball,
Stays
that's
up.
got
It
a
should
chance
have
as it
another.
tails Brady Dean. No, will not get the dive.
Will be some extra bases.
Yes, it
Triple.
will. Jacob McDaniel's thinking about 3.
3.
They send him.
Somebody better get behind third.
Yeah, Jacob Carlson made a nice throw. But yeah, Brady Dean, maybe didn't get the best jump on a ball that was tailing down anyway. And then, what's the old rule for outfielders, Coach? Don't leave your feet unless you know you're going to catch it. Something like that.
Generally. But on that side up, you're up 10-3.
You can afford to take a little risk. Sure.
Go for it.
Try to get the highlight, perhaps. So Anthony Musser swung at the high heat there. Musser 2 for 3, having a little bit of a breakout today. Batted in a run. Fastball low that time from Seth. 1-1.
Two outs, is that right?
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
Had a ground out, a strikeout.
There you go, ground out short, yes.
A triple off the bat of McDaniel there. Fastball swung and fouled back for strike 2. Two outs on the board, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cole's going to be liking this performance.
This is a, not the outcome probably that Branson wanted.
Strike 3.
But he's liking that from Seth Burns, his 4th strikeout of the day. So for Seth, he has faced 2 above the minimum through 3 innings of work.
Very efficient.
Given up 1 run, but for the most part has stopped a bleed.
He has 1 more possible?
He can go the 9th, and then he could go the 10th as well. He's only gone 3 innings. So
okay,
if the Showman elect to put the 3+ tag on him,
I think I would elect.
I would think about it, sure. Being caught shorthanded like they are, I think we'll see some more Seth Burns. We'll find out. To the bottom of the 8th, we will go. It is Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free on YouTube. Make sure you mash that like button.
At Big Whiskeys, we believe that great food and drink accompanied by the perfect toast can bring anyone together.
Boys, may the best day of your past be the worst day of your future.
Here's to the friends who know us well but manage to like us anyway.
Here's to my neighbor Janet for breaking down my bathroom door when I had too much soap on my hands to open it from the inside. Oxable Woman. Big Whiskeys, American Restaurant and Bar.
Redline Athletics is the Ozark's #1 youth sports performance training center. Redline uses the latest in technology, equipment, and techniques to help kids ages 8 to 18 prepare for competition in all sports, with our #1 goal to make them a better athlete first. Redline Athletics now offers team training. Bring your full squad in for workouts with our professional staff and boost their speed, strength, agility, and skills. Train like a pro at Redline Athletics, located in Southeast Springfield, just off James River Freeway in South Glenstone.
Brady Dean in the batter's box for the Branson Showmen, who are starting to run low on chances. Bottom of the 8th. 10-3 is the score. Moon City out in front of the Showmen. Brady Dean swung and put a nice beat on that ball there. It gets out into right. And so Brady Dean, look out, now has 3 hits in this game. 2 singles and a double. A seeing eye ball, is that what they call those?
I think that was it.
If I didn't know any better, it was like that baseball saw T.J. Orlandi's outstretched glove and took a right turn.
Kicked away, didn't it?
Jacob Carlson was trying to tie the score with 1 swing. As an accountant, he should know that's mathematically not possible, but nevertheless, he was after it. And Carlson does have big power. That's
good contact there.
Ripped down the left field line. So Jacob on the season, 9 hits, a home run, an inside the park home run, and a triple among them.
I think I'd go back away here.
0-2, yeah. I'd throw whatever he got him to chase. Instead, they work in.
They have an out.
Carlson
Shortstop.
popped it high. Brady Welsh adjusted, and made the catch. Second time today, Carlson has popped to Welsh. It's going to bring up David Edwards. Edwards 1-for-2 with a double. Scored a run in the fourth. Runner on first is Dean, one out on the board. Fielder's pretty well straight away for Edwards here.
Where is James Madison? You know?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. Hang on.
I thought you'd have that top of your head.
You know, I want to say Virginia.
That's what I
Somewhere
was
on the East Coast. Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Harrisonburg.
Started out as a women's college. But now has since, of course, Steve, modernized and gone co-ed.
How about that?
1-1 here to David Edwards. And he actually started out, he played junior college ball. He's from Florida originally. So I want to say he played JUCO in Florida for at least one, maybe two. I can tell you that.
A lot of JUCOs in Florida.
Polk Community College, which is in Winter Haven, Florida. And he did play 2 years. Hit .321 as a sophomore there, matter of fact, and he pitched. But here in the grip and rip, you know, I've seen him, I think I saw him pitch once in a jamboree when he was a rookie with Republic a year ago, but he's a little more interested in going after extra base hits. So his brothers-in-law are Jeremy Colonia and Mark Hudson, who played with us last year. And Jeremy has since, risen into a little more prominence as an assistant coach at Missouri State University. So that kind of killed off Jeremy's play this fall.
I can see where that could happen.
You know, college baseball really still recovering from 2020 and all the, you know, you've still got players who have gotten extra years of eligibility and rosters are larger. You know, teams need to spend more time just evaluating their own players, let alone recruiting. It's a lot. Here's a base hit up the middle for David Edwards. That was ripped.
I'd say they probably got a couple more years of that till that plays out.
That's at least. It really did change the game. It's kind of weird. If you watch a college baseball game, you'll see players get referred to as COVID seniors or graduate students or, heck, guys are working on doctorates and still playing college ball right now.
Look at this little.
That's an oopsie for Toby Yorks. Not what he wanted, but it does advance the runners on the 1-3 ground out there.
A lot of terms of the COVID, the portal, the this and that you should never heard of now. It's all part of the game.
It's going to bring up Jamar Averyhart. He actually, to my knowledge, did not transfer. He went to Trine University in Indiana. I want to say Angola, Indiana is the name of that town, outside of South Bend.
Don't know that one.
Got a couple of rookies with Indiana connections just in this game. Jamar Averyhart and Anthony Musser for the Mavericks.
Must have been a little low.
Yeah. So Jamar 0 for 2 today. Did take a walk in the second.
This league has a lot of referrals, like you're talking about the brother-in-laws before, and it seems like bring people into the league.
Yeah, in-laws, co-workers. You got sometimes just friends. You know, Jamar Averyhart got recruited in by Tyler Jones, a veteran. Looked at a strike there. Of course, after tryouts, everybody said, who is that guy who's friends with Tyler Jones who has an absolute rifle of an arm?
It's a fact.
Threw one from deep right field to third base on the fly.
I think they're going to need these 2 runs to give themselves at least feel like they've got a shot. If they can pick up these 2. But
Showman have got to capitalize here. Full count payoff pitch. Avery Hart late getting
Heads
to
up.
it.
Heads up.
Stays in the hunt.
Football game down the line had to stop there for a second. They were lining up to go for two. The kids are having a big time down there.
Set it up and do it again. Payoff pitch. Fastball.
Jammed him.
Jam. Yeah. Oof. It's one of those that makes your hands ring. Avery Hart took a quick walk and got back in. No worse for the wear. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The third full count pitch. Joe Juarez went at him with the breaking ball.
Out of the inning.
That was filth. So 2 runs stranded in scoring position. It's just been that kind of day for the Branson Showmen. 10-3 is the score. Moon City Mavericks in the lead, knocking on the door. We will go to the commercial-free 9th inning right after these messages from our friends at Henry's Towing.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away. Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Baseball is America's pastime. And friends, now more than ever, it's important to hold on to our traditions. There's a rumbling in the Ozarks. Baseball is a tradition that softens the hard blows that life can sometimes give us. Traditions that bind us as families, that binds us as communities, but most importantly, binds us as Americans. Welcome to the Grip and Rip Baseball League.
Well, Steve Lale, you and I wondered aloud as to what the Branson Showmen would do with Seth Burns. It looks like they're going to partake in his services for another inning, so the 3+ inning designation goes on Seth Burns for this, the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Mavericks to pad their lead before it gets real serious. It'll be Bacon, Juarez, and Barnes, the scheduled batters for Moon City, so the 10, 1, and 2. Other than that, looks like Branson's sticking with the same defensive alignment they've gone with all game. It's Avery Hart in left, Carlson in center, Dean in right. Edwards at third, Rennie at short. Henson is the second baseman with McPherson at first. York's Gamely hanging in behind the plate, and Seth Burns is the mound man.
Ooh, bounced one.
Bounced one off the right around the collarbone for Toby Yorks. Hope that caught protector and not body there.
Man, looks like it's been repaired since last week.
It has undergone extensive work since the carpet malfunction a week ago. Bacon checked high, but it is a strike. So it's
1-1.
1-1.
1-2-1.
Fastball down. I was about to say 1-2 myself.
Need to be let it get called.
Just Nick Bacon wears those high socks and likes to differentiate perhaps subtly where the zone should be. That's high at the eyes. So 3-1 now. Seth just trying to dial it in here for the Showman. Ooh, that is not dialing it in. That's hitting a man.
You always like ball 4 off the thigh.
Not when you're the hitter, I wouldn't think. Say, hey, man, why didn't you just do that on the first pitch? Save us both a little trouble.
Save the pitch count.
So Seth Burns will look to shake that one off. It'll be the 1, 2, 3 guys in the order now. Joe Juarez. And, Michael Barnes does have the stick. Be Zach Ralph after that. So the Mavericks leading 10-3. And Juarez puts one into left. Avery Hart charges in and dives. He did not come up with it, knocked it down in front of him.
That might.
Fires to second. Did they get the force? No. Rennie's foot was off. No, not Rennie. Sorry, Henson's foot was off the bag, says the field umpire. And so Bacon is called safe. It's a base hit by the most narrow of margins for Joe Juarez.
Kind of a late jump on that one.
Well, Bacon was giving Avery Hart, all the credit, thinking he's going to make that catch. There's a wild pitch. Bacon takes off for third. Juarez moves up.
Mound visit.
To second base. Here comes a Phoenix Home Health mound visit for the Branson Showmen and Cole Rourke. And meanwhile, we could be in for a treat down in the left field bullpen. The Moon City Mavericks have Brady Welsh getting loose. And based on his work rate, I dare say, getting warm. So he has pitched in the preseason jamboree, has not pitched in a real GRBL game in his career, but maybe, just maybe, we could see Brady Welsh in the bottom of the ninth.
Getting ready for the postseason.
1-0 breaking ball swung on off the bat of Barnes. David Edwards, the third baseman, played the hop nicely.
Got it out.
Made the throw across for the out, and 1 run scores. That's Bacon coming home after the first out, so it's now 11-3. Zach Ralph up here, 1 for 4 today.
Ball 1 again.
Little in there. So 8 for 25 now on the season is Zach. Swung and fouled that one back. Works IT, information technology, computing at a telecommunications company. So I've been with them for a few years now. Told me, the pandemic, when a lot of people were getting sent home and not doing much at their jobs, his workload effectively doubled down.
Up. Could have used him at the house last week.
Good guy to know in a lot of situations, and maybe you're making sure your home Wi-Fi network is firing on all cylinders. It's a little bit beneath his pay grade. He's used to setting up, the likes of call centers and things like that.
Wonder how he does with password issues.
I bet he could help you out.
If
you can afford his hourly rate, that is. 2-2 here. Burns kicks and deals a 2-2 breaking pitch. Had no break to it. Runner at third, Juarez staying put. Count is full. Just a step and a half off the bag is Juarez. Not
There's
doing
a pop
much.
foul. Somebody want to catch that?
It's going to stay on the playing surface, and York's the catcher.
Steps out and snags it.
Just outside of the circle there. Made the catch. In fair territory. So that'll bring up Emery, and then Welsh has come in from the bullpen. He's in the on-deck circle. So I don't know what Daniel England's going to do. I thought he might put himself in there to pitch, but he's still got the warm-up top on down there coaching third base. So
doesn't appear, does it?
Does not appear we'll get an England sighting. I kind of kidded him about that earlier today. He's, the Mavericks are without Gabe Rendelman today, who would ordinarily get some innings. Had an unexpected death in the family, I understand. So our thoughts certainly with Gabe, but I said, does that mean Daniel England's going to pitch? And he was very coy. He said, something's got to give today. The 1-0. Yeah, caught zone. 1-1 to Emery. 2 outs, top of the ninth. 10-3. Mavericks in front. They've got a man in scoring position. That's Juarez at third, and Joe Emery rips one down the left field line.
That's a double. Let's see this, though, coming in.
Make it 12-3 as Juarez scores. An absolute no doubt RBI double off the bat of Joe Emery. So 12-3. The lead extends back out to 9. Emery is in scoring position for Brady Welsh.
You go coasting the second with him in left field, you're going to be out, probably. You better be hustling.
No, it's not.
He's made several nice throws today. Fun watching him.
Emery, of all guys, should know that because he's got an arm you also probably shouldn't run on or lollygag on.
No lollygag in the GRL.
Here's a pop off of Welsh's bat. That's going to be, a Texas leader just beyond the reach of the shortstop, Carter Rennie. Smacks his glove in frustration. Yeah, that had backspin. It actually came up and hit him, it looked like.
Skylar Henson made one like that similar early in the game.
That's a nice piece there. It is now 13-3. And a ribby for Brady Welsh. He'll take it any way he can get it. Even the Texas leaguer, good enough.
Definitely.
Goes down as a line drive in history. Michael Easter pops one back. Got an extra base hit already in this game. 2 RBI double in the third. Ooh, ran in at the face. Sends Mike back. One and one. Short lead for Welsh at first.
Got the corner.
So, yeah, unfortunate this inning for Seth Burns. Got left out there for the 3+. Not probably his game plan today as he was driving from Sleeper, Missouri into Ozark, about an hour and 10, he told me, one way.
Down past, is it Lebanon, is that right?
Yep, it's kind of on the other side of Lebanon, so.
Seen the sign.
That's, well, yeah, Sleeper, Missouri is a little more of a census-designated place than a booming suburb. Breaking pitch, Michael Easter was waiting on it and lifts it into left center field. Nice bit of hitting by the veteran catcher, Michael Easter. It's now 3 consecutive hits for Mavericks batters.
Hasn't been really hit hard. He just kind of just in the right spots.
Just getting hit, just getting picked at a little bit. And Moon City taking advantage. So here is Orlandi. I'm seeing a guy with shin guards getting up. That's Jake McDaniel, I guess. So I would suspect McDaniel's going to come in and catch for Moon City in the bottom of the 9th. Seth Burns would like to just get TJ Orlandi here and get out of this. Looks back at the runner. Now comes home. Low and outside.
Even up.
Coming up today at 3, Republic Locos, Ozark Mountain Ducks. Battle of the best friends between Austin Kendrick and Chris Meza, the 2 managers. Wild pitch there, advances the runners up. It's 2 on, 2 out. 2 and 1.
Got it.
Make that 2 and 2. Orlandi trying to avoid the golden sombrero here. Deuce is wild. Seth Burns dealt him a chopper. 2-3. David Edwards fires. No. 1 hop. Showman McPherson cannot hang on. 2 more runs come across. That's Easter taking advantage of the miscue. And on an E5, it is now 15-3. those will definitely go down unearned for Seth Burns.
Getting his pitch count up this
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. That's just not what the Showman wanted. Well, first of all, they wanted to win this game and then contend for a GRBL South Division title. That's not going to happen. That is now down to the Suckers and the Mountain Ducks to decide. And that should definitely make the Nixa Suckers breathe easier, because should Nixa lose to the Metropolitans and Ozark beat the Locos, it'll come down to fewest runs allowed. And that is a category in which the Nixa Suckers hold a distinct advantage over the Mountain Ducks at the moment.
They're in good shape, huh?
Well, given that Ozark gave up 21 to the Metropolitans a week ago, yeah, big favor for the Fish there. There's a strikeout for Seth Burns, and that is a positive end to an unfortunate inning for him. 5 runs go on the board, two of them unearned, 3 earned. Charge to Seth Burns, but nevertheless, 15-3 is the score, and the Moon City Mavericks are out in front and in the driver's seat with just 3 outs to go. It is the commercial-free 9th inning, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. We'll say a big thanks to Central Bank, with strong roots and endless possibilities. And yes, a Henry's Towing pitching change for the Mavericks. And we are in for a treat. They call on the right-hander from Marshfield, Missouri, by way of Arkansas State. This is Brady Welsh. So here we go. 2018, Brady Welsh opted to forego a senior season at Arkansas State, signed a free agent contract with the Atlanta Braves. Went to the Danville Braves. That's at the advanced rookie level, back when that was a thing in minor league baseball, in the Appalachian League, or I believe it's the Appalachian League in that part of the country. Also had a stint in the Gulf Coast League down in Northport, Florida. Played in a total of 14 minor league games, pitched 25 2/3 innings in the Braves farm system, gave up 15 runs on 29 hits, had 20 strikeouts, so a 4.21 earned run average. Opponents batted .287 off of Brady Welsh in the pros, but had some shoulder problems, resulted in 2 different surgeries. He was actually going to join the Grip and Rip League initially in 2020, but ended up having another procedure to the second of 2, and so that set him out. He then joined us in 2021. Of course, knowing that he was a minor league pitcher, we all thought, hey, is he going to pitch? And he said, no, I want to be a shortstop. And we all thought, okay. But this is his second year, and he's come out and said, maybe I can pitch just a little bit. He pitched in the preseason jamboree, and he just fired a fastball for a strike to Skylar Henson there.
His warm-up pitches and that first pitch there were the indicator. He's still got some pretty good life.
Yeah, I mean, the velocity looks very strong.
And command.
That's going to be the big question is, can he keep up that velo? Can he do it safely? Of course, in this situation, ahead 15-3, he's got some wiggle room, but he's only being called upon for 1 inning. Here's a pop. And that is going to be handled. That's Joe Juarez back out there at second for City. So 1 batter faced, 1 out in the pitching career of Brady Welsh, at least here in the GRBL. He's very good at Arkansas State as well. 149 innings in 3 years with the Red Wolves. So he was
late on that one.
Heavily used pitcher. Started 14 games for them as a junior. 82 innings across 14 starts. Oof, got Seth Burns there. I'm not sure if Seth was late or early. I think he did both. That was a nice pitch. The 0-2. Gas. No. Missed the zone.
I think it might behoove him to get started a little early. Chance to behoove again. But
I'd think about starting my swing right about now. That was a slider. Seth lifted it into left field, ranging back.
2 outs.
And making the catch is Anthony Musser for the Mavericks. Hey, he did a nice job there. But yeah, 2 up, 2 down for Brady Welsh, 26 years old. Former Atlanta Braves minor leaguer. I like what Welsh is doing here. Like, he's ready to work. He wants to get up on that rubber, but he's looking at his outfielders to make sure they get set. Troy McPherson looked at a fastball up. I thought it was a nice pitch. I'm not saying anything.
He did.
The 1-0 swung on foul. Not sure how Brady Welsh is going to feel when this is done, but
be interesting. It's been nothing but strikes.
He's filling the cup. That's for sure. (15-3) is the score. Swing and a miss makes it 1-2, and the Mavericks on the verge of avoiding the wrong side of history.
Break the seal. Get it going.
They're trying.
What's Latin for break the seal?
I do not know. Welsh comes setting deals. That's up and out of the zone. We'll do it again.
Let's get Bacon up here as one of the stars of the game.
We're going to just need to summon him just for the Latin translations, I think. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a grounder. That is going to be fielded by Juarez. The throw in time. And with that, the Moon City Mavericks break the slump, and they do it in a big way.
There you go.
15-3. Moon City defeats the Branson Showmen. They are in the win column, and they avoid.
Hop in their step coming off there.
Yeah,
feels good getting that
little
first
momentum
win.
grab. I mean, anything can happen in the playoffs, of course. And I mean, that 15-3 result shows you anything can happen in the GRBL. And yeah, sometimes a game gets out of hand, but there's a lot of parity to be had in this league as well.
Who's your star here, the game here? Star.
I'm going to probably mix it up. First of all, we have to mention Chris Matlock for the fact that he pitched 5 innings, gave up, and through reconstruction here, actually, he gave up 3 runs. You could argue only one of them was earned. I will have to go do a little bit more homework for sure. Scattered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits through those 5, but he struck out 5 batters to go with that, ending his day with 24 for the season and 96 for the career. So as much as Chris Matlock has been playing his tail off, yeah, he's one of our elite promotions, elite performers of the game. We can also give a nod to, let's see, what's standing up.
Mavs haven't done much offensively this year.
Yeah, well, that's why it's tricky to find. So
15 spot today, that probably doubled their output of the year, didn't it?
Matlock did have an RBI as well, which makes it worth mentioning. Anthony Musser was 2 for 4, did have in what actually stands up as the game-winning run back in the second. And then Joe Emery. Yeah, let's think about Joe Emery here. 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and an RBI. Yeah, let's do that. Joe Emery.
There you go.
Our elite promotions, elite performer of the game offensively. They had a lot of good output to be proud of. Brady Welsh had a 2-hit game. Michael Easter had a hit and 2 RBIs. TJ Orlandi brought in 2. And Joe Juarez, a sacrifice bunt RBI to his credit as well. So Mavericks really kind of spread it up and down the lineup.
A lot to go around. You score 15 runs.
That's how you win a 15. Exactly. That's how you score 15, is you need output 1 through 9, as they say, or 1 through 10 here in the GRBL. So Emery and Matlock will have a share of our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game Award. We will talk things over with some representatives of the Mavericks. After this, Steve and I will take a little bit of an extended break while we wait for them to get up here. And if you're sticking around for Ozark Mountain Ducks Republic Locos, that 3 o'clock start time may actually hold true, dare I say. So
I think we're on time.
Something to look forward to there. Back with more in a moment. We'll break down the win with some of the Mavericks right after this.
Let's talk about some of the dynamic athletes who played in the Negro Leagues. And I always look at it this way. When I see a LeBron James or I see Michael Jordan come back trying to play baseball, those were athletes that would have been in the Negro Leagues. There was no other professional option.
No question. The greatest athletes in the world played baseball because that was really the only way that you could make a living in a team sport. And if you wanted to be a prize fighter, get in the ring with Joe Louis, go right ahead. Not too many people were making that business decision.
Negro League baseball, all you needed was a bus, a couple of sets of uniforms. You could have 20 of the best athletes that ever lived.
they could have played anything. Jackie Robinson's weakest sport was likely baseball.
Robbie's coming to the plate. He steals it.
He was a much better basketball, football, track athlete, hell, some say an even better tennis player.
Well, I don't know what kind of a man I am, but I think I'm a pretty good ball player.
Guys like Nat Sweetwater Clifton, who was the first African-American to sign a contract in the NBA. He's a 6'7", 6'8" first baseman for the Chicago American Giants. Goose Taylor, who was perhaps the game's first real two-sport professional star, invented the hook shot, is in the Basketball Hall of Fame, was a slick fielding first baseman for the Indianapolis Clowns. So that's the kind of athlete that the Negro Leagues were drawing.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well. So there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it.
Hi, everyone. This is Bob Costas, and I'd like to tell you about an interesting new baseball book, A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan Bryan. A Year of Playing Catch is the story of how a lifelong fan was inspired to take a whimsical journey of discovery and the power of our national pastime to forge lasting connections. You can pick up your copy after any Ozark Mountain Ducks game or from your favorite bookseller or online. That's A Year of Playing Catch.
This coffee just isn't doing it for me today.
You say that every morning.
Yeah, I just can't get my day started.
You should really try Sumit's Hot Yoga. They have early morning classes, and trust me, it wakes you up better than coffee.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Hawkins with Key Cornerstone Realty, here to help with all your real estate needs in the St. Louis area. Do you have a house you want to sell for top dollar? We can help. With over 15 years of experience, our negotiating skills and expertise can help buyers and sellers get under contract fast. Contact us at keycornerstonerealty.com or call us at 636-447-8661. And go Locos!
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sarnia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Berger back with you live at U.S. Baseball Park, where the Moon City Mavericks are winners. 15-3, they defeat the Branson Showmen on the final day of the 2022 regular season. Happy to be joined by Brady Welsh and Joe Emery for the Mavs. And guys, first of all, we'll talk about stats in a minute, but one in the win column. I mean, my gosh, how good does it feel? How good does that feel?
Yeah, it's awesome. Tony came up and asked us before the game, is everyone depressed? Like, how's your team doing? I said, hey, man, we can play baseball, in a men's league that a lot of people don't. So don't be wondering how we're doing, because we're fine. And yeah, we get to go to the postseason no matter what. And I think this really gets us in the driver's seat going into that first postseason game. So
getting hot at the right time, for sure.
I'll say, what does this do for you guys just in terms of teaching you what kind of baseball team you can be?
Yeah, that was probably the biggest thing that we just talked about after the game. We were like, yep, that's the team we are. We do that all season. We've just been waiting for that to happen for us. And I think at the end of the day, we really did pretty much the same as we always do. I think we just found a couple more holes today. instead of finding gloves.
Yeah, defense was pretty good today when you hold a pretty potent Showman offense to just 3 runs. Chris Matlock, your starter, goes out there, gave up 3. I'm charting one of them earned at this point. Got some inning reconstruction to do later, but I feel like Chris at 36 years old has really just been playing his tail off for you guys this year, and it's been unfortunate some of the results he has gotten. How important was it for you guys defensively to back him up and be able to lift him up after the year he's had?
Yeah, we know like every time he goes out there, he's going to do the best for us. He goes out there and doesn't really, care about what everyone else is doing. He's going to go out there and give us his best. And I feel like we need to return that favor at some point because it's definitely been a struggle, especially, being a pitcher too, when a team's struggling for you defensively, you just feel like you don't want to throw anything over the plate anymore, but he battles back every time and he trusts us and always gives us fist bumps in the dugout to let us know like, hey, it's no big deal because, he's here to pitch too and he gets to play and he loves it. So
then, Joe, a couple of doubles for you. I know hitting was something you worked on quite a bit this offseason with our good friend Steve Aldridge, among other training partners. So
that's right.
How good does it feel to see some results start to pay off?
It finally kind of felt like I was where I needed to be. That was something I've been looking for all year. It just seemed like I got the right pitches today to make it happen. I've had a couple at bats that I can remember, some really good foul balls, some really good swings that just didn't produce, and that's baseball, But today it fell for us, I got a barrel on a couple that felt really nice. But man, to have these guys around me hit a little bit today too and get me in, that was fun. I like running around those bases, man. I hate getting left out there.
So Brady, speaking of pitching, let's talk about your mound performance there.
How about that, boys?
3 up and 3 down in the 9th. Was that something that's been in the works for a minute, or how did that all come together?
Yeah, Dan always asked me. He asked me before the season, if I could pitch, and I said maybe close something out, and he completely understood, how my arm was because he wants me at shortstop, and I told him it's a rough week after I pitch, but actually today I felt amazing. It's super fun to be back on the mound, and just trying to just throw it as hard as I could, and I think that's what helped. I don't care if I strike anybody out, just let the defense work. But it was fun all the way around. I think everyone did great. Like Joe said, Juarez got us all together and got us all fired up, and we're just pumped to go into the next week.
So what has that been like with obviously in the midst of a 6-game skid, you've got a lot of opportunity to think about it and perhaps a lot of opportunity to talk about it as well. What has the dialogue been like amongst the Mavericks?
Man, I gotta say, we've just kind of been. Our team probably, I don't know if we've talked about a single game, after the fact. I think we do a pretty good job of flushing it, and I think that's just what you have to do. Something that we mentioned today during the game was like, this is just how this league can go sometimes. You play once a week instead of 4 or 5 times, and you're used to a sport where you can build on, your previous work. And it's just hard sometimes to come out here and do it once a week. And sometimes those balls just don't fall for you. So kind of like we've been saying, it seems like we've been doing pretty well. We just haven't been getting anything to drop. And today we got that.
So Brady, real quick, back to pitching. Mike Hudgens has been the league photographer for all 7 years of the GRBL. He came up here kind of during the break and said, man, I have not seen that kind of sizzle in quite a while regarding your velocity. So was that just it? Were you just reaching back and throwing as hard as you could?
Yeah, I was. Like I said, there was just so many times that I call myself Short Arm McGee because I literally just cannot reach back anymore. And I got up on the mound and I was like, I feel like I can actually reach back on this. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw it as hard as I could. And it's definitely, I told one of the guys, I was like, it's definitely not 96. You can tell a big difference, but it does feel nice just to literally be back on there. And, that's my home. So
I think I could have told you that was going to happen today too, because we were playing catch earlier before the game, and he's working back a little bit quicker than he normally does. And I like to be the guy that can try to keep up with him. And I was doing okay today, but he was working back there all right. And then he threw a couple at me. I said, "You're feeling all right today, aren't you?" He's like,
Well, then, Joe, you got the big arm out as well, though. Keeping
finally got
a run off the board.
Today, yeah. Been looking for one all year. I finally slowed myself down and really thought about it, took my time, and made the throw. Just felt like I've been rushing all year, and that was the one that kind of fell through for me. Yeah, it was great.
Always enjoyable to score an 8-2 putout.
Oh, for sure.
So thank you for that. Well, guys, hey, I can tell you this: you will definitely have the number 6 seed in the playoffs. But the upside of that is you're just like everybody else. You're 3 wins away from winning the Howard Bell Trophy.
Getting hot at the right time, Rand.
So absolutely, heat at the right time. That's all it's about. So you will be playing next Sunday high noon against an opponent to be determined. You're going to do a lot of scoreboard watching, or just bask in the glory of a 15-3 victory?
man, we might just kick back today a little bit. I got to tell you, that one was good. But even I think the smallest lead we had at one point was maybe 6, and even that, when you haven't pushed a W across yet, you just feel like, okay, hold on, let's get a couple outs and let's get some momentum. Let's keep it.
Well, you deserve a little bit of ease and comfort.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You've definitely earned it.
For
so
sure.
Go enjoy that, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rance.
That's Brady Welsh. That is Joe Emery from the Moon City Mavericks, our elite promotions, elite performers of the game. Each of them with a couple of hits and some ribbies today. And yeah, 3 up and 3 down for Brady Welsh. A tasty bit of dessert at the end of a 15-3 Space Cowboys victory. That's going to chase us for this one. We'll shut down this stream. If you're hanging around for Republic Locos Ozark Mountain Ducks, that is coming up at about 3 o'clock, and it looks like that start time is going to hold true. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, mash that like button, and be sure to tell your friends on social media you're watching Grip and Rip Baseball. Until next time, I'm Rance Berger. Good afternoon from Ozark, Missouri.